not holding in there. I can see your nipples through your shirt.
Hello and welcome to Crackin Crime. I'm your host, Jamie Tilson.
Nipple. I'm your co-host.
And tonight we've got a special guest with us, Mr. Matt Larson.
Hello.
I'm a little nervous there.
I cannot hear you.
You looking a little nervous there?
I'm not nervous.
You don't have to grab that and point it at me like it's a dick.
Well, I can't hear you.
I can see the microphone.
I can't hear you.
So that's pretty typical. Get used to it. These two like each other a lot. They're basically sitting on each other's laps. I'm going to have to take a picture.
Telling people like it ain't the 30 people we know that listen to our podcast.
I showed Matt unless people just listen to us on vacation, we've been listened to all over the world. So we're quite famous.
Millions.
Yeah.
Which is why I kind of wanted to come, just so the people that weren't our friends knew that I wasn't the horrible things that you always say.
I don't know what you're saying.
That's right. We do talk about you quite a bit on the podcast.
Are you a patron?
No.
Too cheap, huh? But you got Netflix.
No, I don't want any of my money going to you.
Speaking of patron, I'd like to thank our patrons. We got Mr. Garcia down in Texas. Mm-hmm. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Gracias.
Gracias.
I always say that. It has nothing to do with...
No, you do. Yeah. And then we got Grandma. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. We have a new patron. We have a new patron, Mary Jo, Grandma number 2. Mm-hmm. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
We definitely appreciate that. Thanks for joining us. Hopefully you've listened to all of the special content that you get. It's fantastic.
Yeah,
and then the other one is the CBD, Phelps Harvest.
Phelps Harvest. He always fucks that one.
I know. Every time. I try to remember. I can't always remember it. Ben's got like 18 companies. This is just one of them. So it's Phelps Harvest. It is. Yeah, it is.
I sold some Phelps Harvest today.
Oh, did you?
Yes.
Oh,
from word of mouth.
You sold it with your mouth? Good.
Yes.
Good job.
He used his mouth.
He used his mouth, made another sale.
It's
It's
still drying now.
That's fantastic. That's usually how Seth sells stuff. We
Nobody likes you.
well, everybody likes me.
Anyway.
Yeah, anyway, so thank you for our 4 patrons. If you guys like what you're hearing, right? We need to upgrade some equipment so we can have some guests on here more often. And right now I've got these 2 sharing a microphone. We'd like to get a third. So join our Patreon. Go check us out. At Crackin Crime, Patreon. Yeah, that little tiny dongle.
Is this a gaming headphone?
It is.
Okay.
Yeah. What'd you think it was?
I thought it was a gaming headphone. I don't know why I asked a half hour ago when I put it on, but I was just wondering.
We need a fan in here.
It's hot.
So it wasn't bad, except I got that little wiener that runs around in here, that dog.
Seth?
It's Seth. He comes over. He pisses and shits all over in this room. Seth does. But no, so we...
Every time I walk in here, I get the urge to squat.
Yeah. I'm like, God damn it. So we always keep this door closed just in case when Seth comes over, he doesn't run back here and do
We
anything.
sweat all day long. We don't want to do it again.
I'm glad I come in here to sweat.
Yeah, I'm chafing.
Right. You guys are very welcome.
I'm chafing on the back stairs.
I opened this door, and then the wife came home, and she was like, why are there doors open? And she came back here and closed the door, and I was like, well, you can explain it to the guys.
Huh.
So you're welcome. I'm sorry, are you trying to say something? I can't hear you. You can speak into the mic a
everything
little
that's
bit.
coming to mind's way too inappropriate.
So, is this Vegas number 2? Is that what you're calling it?
Yeah.
Or what are we doing
That's
here?
what we're
I got to
getting
get
to.
my mind right.
Numero
Yes.
dos.
What?
Numero dos.
Vegas number 2 and a little bit of Burt.
Viva
Yes, we're going to talk about our Burt weekend.
Las Vegas.
And yeah, then
I'm still talking.
the topic. This is where the topic is Las Vegas Part 2. So I've got a little bit of crime, but I figured since we got a guest, let's talk about whatever you'd like to talk about. But before we get to you, social media, go check us out. All social media accounts, we're on all of it. Facebook, Twitter, MySpace. That's our big one, is MySpace.
Yeah.
We're very, very active on MySpace.
Tom?
So,
Tom's our best friend.
yeah, go check us out. Everything at Crackin Crime or Jamie Tilson. You don't need to bother with Seth. He doesn't do anything. He's barely been on there. What's that?
What?
Otherwise, if you're listening to the podcast, you guys are liking what you're hearing, give us 5 stars. Really helps with all of this stuff. So that'd be great. With that, let's start talking. You want to talk a little Burt weekend or what?
Sure, we can start there.
That sounds great. So this last weekend, Bert, Kreischer. That's what I said. You missed. I know. So it was the fully
loaded.
Comedy Fest.
Yeah.
It was the fully loaded
he's on a
Comedy
break right
Fest.
now. Like ours was the last one. Now he's on a week break before he goes back out. He also posted pictures. Him and that whole group went to the Husker Stadium and all kicked field goals together.
What?
And videos,
You
yeah.
didn't know that?
Yep.
No, I didn't know that. That's
He's got
awesome.
a picture. They got his mascot and Herbie. I think took a picture together, didn't they?
Yep. And
Yeah.
Bert and the mascot and a couple of the comedians are trying to kick field goals.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
And the one that went, the one before last, the last one, the short guy with the longer hair. He's the only one that he made 2 of them, I think. 2 field goals from like 20 out. That's a
It's not even
firecracker.
showing up that you're like that you are speaking. So
Testicles.
there you go.
I
Now,
can't hear him in the headphones.
You can't hear me at all?
No.
I can hear me.
I can't hear you at all. So I hope that we can actually hear you. What
Should we
we're
pause it?
We'll
and play it
we'll
back?
type in everything you've said.
no.
So
Yeah, I'm not going to do that. Just scoot in a little closer to
come
Larson.
here. Come here.
You said you were going to have equipment for this.
I did. I do have
I
equipment
don't know
for
why
it.
I invested.
Yeah.
I will say overall on Bert though, the experience I had it pretty built up in my head, and it exceeded it. Like there was more comedians than I thought there would be.
Mm-hmm.
The live DJ was awesome, very interactive.
She was great. Yeah.
They killed. We were there a long time.
Yeah.
So the show started at 7. They did that weird 30-minute intermission
Yep.
at like fucking 9:30. I mean, it was like
I don't even
this is.
recall that.
Oh, of course you can.
I was expecting.
That intermission's where I found the liquor. I didn't have to drink beer anymore.
I was drinking beer like it was going to be a 7 to 9 concert. So by the time Bert came out, I was like squinting one eye to see one Bert. I even woke up and I was like, Jeff, I don't think Bert was that funny. She's like, what?
I know.
Well,
Yeah,
what
you were
jokes did he
laughing
tell?
hysterically.
I don't remember.
Yep. But the production, and he talks about it on his podcast, his production, he spends extra money on it, the lighting and all that stuff to not make it feel like an arena. And then the DJ and all that stuff, you could tell the production value was through the roof.
Oh yeah.
And it was worth every penny. And I would definitely want to go again.
Oh, absolutely.
That was great. It was a great time.
So I was really surprised at even like the diversity of the like comedians. Like it was just like a smorgasbord of
Yep.
people and different acts and different types of acts, and they were all funny.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was. I mean, shit. It didn't get over until after 11. So you're talking. It was a little bit pricey for a concert, but
4.5 hours.
over 4 hours. Absolutely amazing. I mean, you don't get that. It's just it was a lot of fun. And I thought that there would be like a few that I liked, a few that I did. There was only one that I was like okay with. The long-haired guy.
Yep.
Yeah. He was the only one that was a little iffy. I thought all of them had a little bit of something for me on the rest of it.
What's the gentleman's name that was on SNL that does all the impressions?
Jay Farrah.
Yes.
Yes.
He was
good.
amazing.
He
And
was-
Yeah, he was pretty funny.
is it Fortune Feimster?
Yes.
The gal? She killed
The
too.
girl
She
from
did.
Fubar?
Yes.
Yeah, the girl
Yes.
from Food Bar.
Which I'm like 4 or 5 episodes in. I've actually enjoyed that.
She
It's a
absolutely
little corny,
murdered.
but it's
Well,
you
it's
can get
corny,
into
but
it.
it's good.
It's definitely corny, but as the episodes go on, like she was one of the main corny ones at the beginning. Like she wasn't very funny to me, and then as they go on, she's getting funnier and funnier and getting more into the role.
Right.
So it's starting to be more believable, and I like it.
Yeah.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
It's
The
fun
TV
bar.
show Food Bar.
Never heard of it.
It's
So
fun
she's that gal
Yeah.
that you just talked about. She's on Food Bar with Arnold Schwarzenegger,
bar. Yeah.
and it's on Netflix. It's a whole
Schwarzel.
TV series. What?
You gotta pronounce it right.
The only show I've seen her on, have you seen Bert's The Cabin on Netflix?
No.
No,
Where
I haven't.
You were telling me about that.
Where he asks, she shows up at the cabin to hang out for a day for an interview, and he's in a thong, and he asks her to wax his ass hairs. she's like, no. I think she ended up doing it too. I can't remember.
Oh, I can imagine. Yeah.
Have you seen The Machine yet?
No.
You're fucking. I haven't seen it either.
I'm a huge
so-
Bert fan, and I fail. I didn't know you could rent it now.
No,
Yeah.
I bought
I
it
was
on
shocked.
Amazon. I
So
just bought it.
how
So,
long are you
I,
gonna watch it?
The night before
What?
we went to Bert, I saw it on there. And
I
was
own
like,
it.
Jackson, let's
so it's just in my
Yeah, you can buy it
Amazon.
on
I,
phone.
so you just buy it, and then it's just on your movies.
So after the 4th, let's have a movie night.
Yeah, I already have it.
I'll bring popcorn.
I'll bring
Just-
soda? Beer?
Whatever you want to bring.
M&M's. It's the only thing that goes with popcorn.
Water?
Yeah. Water?
Yeah. What are you into? I don't know.
But we should definitely work on that. But the concert was amazing.
It was.
The experience was amazing, and I will.
So
yeah, it was a great time.
Go ahead,
I loved
sorry.
it.
I will definitely depending on where because he's going to do it again next year, and he's probably not going to come back to the same state. He'll jump around.
Yeah, he'll be in
But I will
Kansas,
travel
South Dakota,
and make a trip out of it.
Iowa.
So you think he's going to do it the exact same way?
Colorado.
It'd probably
Last
be
year
different
last year they
comedians,
did
I would guess.
they did minor league baseball stadiums only, so everything was outdoors.
Oh wow!
That'd be cool.
And a majority of these concerts are outdoors too. This is one of only 2 or 3 in this fully loaded tour that's are actually arenas.
Which I'm glad they did. I mean, our weather is
Yeah,
uncontrollable.
and it was hot in that sun when we were
was.
sitting there. That's what made me so miserable, sitting in
Right.
that sun before we went to the concert.
Yes.
Only
Yeah,
3
that was
nachos.
like Garth Brooks last year until it got dark, because it was August or something, wasn't it?
Yes.
Or
Yeah.
that wasn't last year.
That
The
was
year before that.
Yeah,
and
that
I'm
was
at
2
the
years
very
ago.
top. It
Memorial
was hot.
Stadium.
But
Amazing.
I could definitely see Colby and I, if he has a fun destination, I don't know what that would be, Austin or Red Rock. He loves
Almost.
Red Rocks is one of his most favorite places to perform. If
So
you do it
I've
at Red
never
Rocks,
been to Red Rocks, and I want to go something fierce.
I've been there, never for a concert.
Really?
We just showed up, and you can walk up and down the seating and stuff. But that's definitely on my bucket list. So.
Oh, absolutely.
But I would travel to if I'm going to see comedy. I'd rather it be 4.5 hours.
Well, yeah, no kidding.
So.
And like I say, they were all good. It was really crazy. Like, there was a few that I had. That first guy that walked out,
Was
I didn't think I was
Very
going to like him at all. And of course,
nice.
judging a book by its cover, but
Yeah.
he looked redneck as redneck,
Yep.
right?
but he
And-
he acted like a weird creep.
He did. He kind of
didn't
walked
know-
out, and he was just kind of like,
He was the
"Hello?"
perfect opener. I
He
mean,
was.
He was.
And then, man, as soon as he said, I won't go into the shit that he said, but when he
will.
went into it,
I'll talk about it.
what's that? No, I mean, I got no problems talking about what he's talking about. I'm just saying I don't want to give it away. Go watch it. It's
Yep.
fantastic. But it was, when he started talking, I mean, I was crying. I was laughing so
Yeah.
hard. And still, he might have been my favorite one all night. So,
It's definitely up there. Top
he
three.
was good. I liked them all.
Out of
I
10
really did.
comedians.
Out of 10
Nine.
comedians, and then when Bert came out and he told the story that he told about his daughter and that whole thing, and then someone yells the machine, and he's like, wait, shit, this is the first time I've ever been here. I've never told it live in Nebraska. And he actually tells the machine. I was like, boom, awesome. Loved that he did that. So then came home and we watched the machine the next night.
Yep.
And so, like I said, I bought it on Amazon because I saw on all of his stuff that it was for sale. So I just bought it on Amazon, called it a day, and then we watched it that night. And it's good. It's good. I think it'll be better the next time I watch it.
Him and Tom Segura.
Mhm.
If that movie made money, they have a second movie that the studio is going to sign. And I haven't heard if it made enough money for him to greenlight it, but it's called Fat Astronauts, and it's going to be him and Tom Segura, and I can't imagine.
That sounds great.
But his whole goal behind that was like all these Step Brothers and all these movies that are little that kind of ride the edge. Maybe socially you shouldn't be saying some things, right? That all died a little bit, especially during COVID. And
Right.
his whole goal is to bring the ridiculous back to comedies, and that's why he's been pushing it so hard. Because I know he even said like Chappelle was looking at maybe doing one.
He
and
had a lot of
Tom
stars in
in
the machine.
Yeah.
I was kind of surprised at some of the big names that were in it. Like even just like cameo things and
Yep.
stuff like that. It was kind of crazy.
Luke Skywalker.
Yeah, it's his
saw
dad.
that.
Yeah. I know that's crazy because that guy doesn't act in nothing no more. So I was really surprised to see him out.
Yep.
But there were a couple of parts that are just absolutely hilarious. But I will say it was a little different than the way I thought it would be. Because I thought that they were going to do the movie like The Machine and then have him young.
Mm-hmm.
And then
back-
transition to the middle where he's telling the story and then go to the end and then bring him back around and then do all the crazy stuff.
Back and forth, isn't it?
It is. It's back and
Yep.
forth. So it's not what I thought.
Yep.
And there's and I'm not going to go into all of it. I don't want to give anything away. I'm just saying that it was told a different way. He keeps flashing back to a younger him.
Yep. Yep.
And then that was just different than what I thought. So I think watching it for a second time, I'll find it funnier because at first I'm kind of like, I don't like you flashing back all the time. You know what I mean?
I already
So-
heard that's what it was, though. So
Did you?
I'm expecting it, yeah.
Right. So I think that'll make it a little different. But, you know, I remember The Other Guys. Remember the movie The Other Guys? Oh, my God. So I was crazy excited about The Other Guys. And then I watched it, and I was like, ugh.
That's how
It was
with
okay.
Step Brothers the first time.
But I built it up to here. I watched it, and it was here. And now that it's one of my favorite movies of all time. But it didn't live up to what I built it up to be. You know what I mean? So I try not to do that anymore. So I definitely know that I watched this the second time and the third time. I'll like it more than I watched the first time.
Which is what
You
I
always
thought
build
was
it up.
going to happen when you and me went and seen Holmes and Watson.
Yes.
I thought that, and then I watched it again, and it was equally as disappointing the second time.
Yeah, I can't
It was
get
just a
behind it.
terrible movie.
I
It was
know.
awful.
That I couldn't even watch that one again. That one was
It was bad.
bad.
My
Really bad.
my favorite 3 comedies, I didn't not like them, but I all thought they were so at the beginning. The first time I saw them, Superbad is one of the best ever.
Yep.
Wedding Crashers.
Wedding Crashers. I seen that in theaters with my mom.
But I think
On
that one's
Mother's
even.
That does not spread.
Funerals is where it's at, man.
Yeah.
And then Superbad, Wedding Crashers, and Step Brothers, obviously.
Ah, Step Brothers.
And I was
Yeah.
super unimpressed with Step Brothers at first, and now
No.
I laughed through the whole damn thing.
I think the only part that I really remember laughing at in Step Brothers was the scene when they become best friends and they're up and down the stairs and up and down the stairs, and then all the crazy stuff.
Yep.
Or, wait, are those power tools? No power tools. We're done anyway. You know. So I think that was my favorite part. But then eventually, now I hated him singing at the end.
It's awesome.
Now I love it.
Yep.
Yeah, but at the time I was like, this is really
Catalina
drunk out.
fucking Wayne.
Robert better not get in my face.
And if there's
It's kind of like your and I relationship. A little
Yeah.
bit. We're both children.
No, so it was absolutely a fantastic time, and I love the Pinnacle Bank Arena. It's one of my favorite places. I love the Haymarket. I love everything about Lincoln. So
It was fun.
it was a really good time. It was a fun weekend.
I definitely, I'll go again, and I want to start going to some more comedian stuff. And Omaha's starting to get a lot more.
I know, dude. So
Rodney Carrington at the State Fair was awesome.
Yep.
That's my second.
I've always I've bought tickets a couple of times for Rodney Carrington, and I've never been able to go. So
Here in Nebraska?
yeah, he was in Kearney once, and I bought
Yep.
tickets for other people. I
That's
didn't
the
buy them for
time
me. I
I
bought them
went.
for a gift.
The first thing he said was like, yeah, they asked me to do a show in Kearney, and I was like, I ain't fucking going. I never even heard of that fucking little dinky ass town. And he's like, then they told me how much they're gonna pay me. I was like, okay.
Which is hilarious because when you went, he'd already been there like 8 times.
Really?
Oh yeah, he's been
Yeah,
to
he's probably
Kearney
told that.
Yeah,
ton
it's
of
been a
times.
bunch.
Well, I'm sitting with a girlfriend at the time, and there's this gorgeous chick right behind me the whole time, and like she kept like leaning up and hitting me a little bit, and I look up and like it's just boobs. I'm like, oh my god. Do you think he's gonna sing that song? She might show him. And it just happens that her dad is sitting on the right side of me, so she's on the left, she's on the right. And he started singing that "Show Me Your Titty" song, and she did, and I like. For an awkwardly, like, old man long time, stared at them while they were out. And then, like, every time I'd look down, he'd be making eye contact with me. I was like, one second, I'll be ashamed of this. Anyway, you see those rafters? They don't look stable.
As much as together or individually, one of us or go to the boats in Omaha, need to take 4 hours out of your night and go to the Funny Bone.
I don't know how we've never been to the Funny Bone.
Colby and I did it once for a comedian we didn't know, and it's like they open it up, and maybe they've changed it, but they open it up to where you have like it's like a holding room, like a bar for an hour, and because they want everybody to get a little loose but not out of control, and then you can take your drinks and sit down, and I can't even remember who the comedian was at the time, but we laughed our asses off, and the price for that was well below what we would lose at the boats or anything else that we could potentially do.
So don't do it together.
But if you're going to Omaha for a weekend, we should do that. Go
I don't
over
know
there
why we
because
don't
it's
just plan
fun.
it.
What's that place just south of the Chicken Coop? It's like connected. It's like it's in Kearney. It's
in
connected
Kearney,
to the police
right
station.
south of the police station.
It's connected to it, but there's like a little room in there where they do little tiny events and stuff.
Oh yeah, the
Did
police.
you
I've been
stand
there-
up?
I've been there to a comedy stand-up thing. There's like
Was it
4
was it
comedians.
cops? Was it Kearney PD officers that were? Just
No,
like
one of them
performing
was
in there,
this
or what?
drunk dude that's always in the chicken coop. He walked up one night, he's like, "You guys want tickets to our show?" And I was like, "Yeah, we'll take them." And I went to throw it away, and Jack was like, "He's actually funny. I've gone and seen him before." He talked us into it. And he opened for like 3 other people. And
I know a bunch of
one
people
them was a
that
big
work
dude.
at the Kearney Police Department.
The guy that headlined it was a big name in Seinfeld. Like
Right.
an older guy though.
I didn't like Seinfeld, so
Maybe not.
What?
horrible show.
No way.
It was pretty corny, but
It's a horrible show.
That is insane.
It had its
You're
moments.
talking like or mid 80s that you're talking? Like first few seasons or what?
I've probably seen 80% of the episodes. I've maybe laughed in 3% of them.
That's insane.
I just don't get that. That was very analytical. You like that?
yeah, how does he like it? How do you feel about that? I kind of agree with him. I probably laughed
I think it's
7%.
terrible.
It
like
has its
the crap
moments
out
to
of it.
me, but at the same, I don't know.
This excites me because this is one of the reasons I want to come on here because we oppose so many views. I want to just argue about them.
That's what it's about.
We could just turn this into like argument hour.
Right, absolutely.
But
I'm cool with
Seinfeld,
that.
I'll just go out there. It's terrible. I know he's a hugely famous comedian, and I love supporting that whole
It
thing.
wasn't Seinfeld. It was like one of the side guys, and he's been in movies that I grew up watching, and I wish I could remember his name, but he was the headliner. But so I think there was 5 comedians, including him, including the drunk guy that we knew, that I did not expect to be funny, and he made me laugh so hard I cried once. Then there was one guy that got on and just tanked because they're all just beginners, and the next 2 were freaking hilarious, and so was the last guy. So
If anybody knows what
$15 a
place,
ticket.
if anybody knows this place Seth is talking about, like message me in the Facebook.
Yeah, that'd be a fun group trip.
You want me
Right.
to live call Jacqueline again? We've done that
No,
before.
no, I don't know.
She'll
No, she
know.
did not like it the last time. Let's not do that.
She'll hate it equally this time.
No, I don't want to look it up. I want to get people involved. You guys look it up for us. You guys send it in. Let me know where it's at.
We'll go do a review.
Yeah.
But I will end my argument with if somebody that was on the funniest comedy of all time, I'm doing air quotes,
Right, which is Seinfeld. Of
is
course.
closing
It's not
in
Seinfeld.
isn't that what you said? He was on Seinfeld?
No, he was saying
The
that
Seinfeld is
his
considered
funniest.
the greatest comedy TV show of all
A
time.
lot of
but you
people say
think
it is.
Friends,
Yeah,
you
absolutely.
think
That's
Friends
what-
in the Office is better. And Brooklyn
Oh,
Nine-Nine.
absolutely. No, so my personal opinion, Friends is my favorite. Larson doesn't like Friends, I take it?
I love Friends.
Friends
Oh,
has.
good.
Friends
It was
is-
like a great
Friends is good
story.
show, yeah.
Yes.
It's a great thing to watch with your old lady, or back when we were younger, take her on a date, or Wednesday night, 7:00, come over, I'll stare at
Thursdays,
Rachel.
okay.
You know, and you can say,
Absolutely.
that's it. But I wouldn't consider that like knockdown funny.
I wouldn't consider
Office,
it knockdown funny.
pretty darn good.
The Office is hilarious. I think The Office is funnier
I
than
like-
Friends.
I like
Friends
The
is
Office,
probably
but
the
it's the way the
Friends is
camera
probably the
moves.
greatest TV show of all time. That people consider
See, no, I disagree.
what of in a class.
Friends went what 8 seasons?
Yes, but it
Guess
went
what
out
else
like
went 8
on
seasons.
time.
That 70 show in 2
Are you
and a half
considering
minutes.
comedies?
I'm considering.
How,
it
what would you
it-
classify Friends? Because if you
let's
go all
say-
television
let's
shows,
say
it ain't
si-
cracking the top 30.
They ain't cracking top 10.
Oh, I don't know with you on that.
maybe.
I would say if you call it like what sitcom.
Okay.
So
I would
maybe the
gi-
best sitcom.
It would
of
be
all
top
time.
7.
8.
8. I'd lean towards that.
He likes 3.5 Men. Is probably
2.5
your
men,
favorite.
motherfucker.
What's that?
2.5 men.
Original?
Was my favorite.
What's
The
Absolutely
original,
amazing.
with- before Ashton.
Yeah,
Absolutely amazing.
One of the
I know.
best TV shows ever.
they ruined it
That
with Ashton.
70s
And I
show?
don't. And I
You like
usually
that
like
70s
Ashton
show?
Kutcher just
Yes.
fine.
I said that 70 show, 2.5 men.
You want to go way back? You won't even remember. The Wonder Years? Way better.
See the Wonder Years?
Jesus Christ!
Give me
wanna
Wendy
go
all day
back?
long over Jennifer
You want to
Aniston.
go back?
No way!
I don't know.
Just not over Jennifer Aniston.
But
Wait,
way
I
better
still wanna go
soundtrack,
back.
and I'd care more about that.
I will give you the soundtrack.
I still want to go back. What about Cheers?
Cheers.
Cheers was good.
I
like
watched
Cheers.
I watched on YouTube the closing scene of Cheers the other day, and I got emotional.
Oh
You're in your
yeah.
high 30s, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm fucking middle, lower 30s. Okay? So I was stuck with like older fucking cousins watching that shit. Alright? So quit.
I don't know what
you
you're
keep-
arguing about.
You keep putting me down. You're like, you don't know this shit. Like, I watched it too.
I never once said that. I've been making fun of Jamie the whole time. You're still emotional.
You mean when you were 7 and I was 3?
Yeah.
That doesn't count.
I don't think anybody was even saying anything other than making fun of saying that.
Well,
What do you think? Leave It to Beaver's up there with it too.
I'm kind of. No. I am kind of.
I
Our
see
group
the
of friends,
newspaper
our group
going
of friends
into
though,
West
like this is a crime podcast. I'm gonna go back to this a few times.
Okay.
Me calling out friends might create a crime. I might get cut.
You might get cut. Yeah. Yeah,
I mean,
we literally
we're in
play
danger together because
we play the trivia games and there ain't much amiss.
But yeah, that's a hot take that is not popular with the T family last
So
name.
Amber and Mike didn't have cable or really TV of any kind for years and years and years. They might still not.
Dude, I had a.
They didn't have access to the outside world whatsoever. Amber had a DVD player and she repeated every fucking night. They played Friends on repeat.
That's how I am for the last 20 years, 2.5 Men in That 70s Show. To this day, since I was 13. I go to bed watching 2.5 Men in That 70s Show. It's my comfort show.
But Two and a Half Men is better. I
was,
like that 70s show, but it's not like that. That's not top 10.
Well, because of my mother, that is definitely top 10.
Show?
That is definitely top 10.
Speaking, did you watch that 90s show?
Yeah, and I like it's
It's
warming
decent.
up.
It's a good
I'm
throwback.
gonna watch the second season definitely, but
I just don't think of my favorite shows of all time. I don't think I would throw that 70s show in there.
Well,
you definitely have Friends. You definitely have The Office.
See, we're just fuck off.
I would even say maybe 2.5 Men falls in there because it is a very
Charlie Sheen, 2.5 Men.
Broke so many
the
records.
Charlie
Charlie
Sheen version.
Sheen
Yes,
broke
and
so
speaking
many
of Crackin,
records
I mean
year after year.
we're talking crime right now,
Broke
and Charlie
Prince
Sheen.
records by-
We should just talk Charlie Sheen crime. We should do that as an episode.
We should.
Oh,
actually.
Tiger Blood.
We should.
He's still
All
out
right,
there somewhere.
let's save this talk
doing
for another
coke out
podcast
of
where
somebody's
we call it
butthole.
Tiger Blood. I
We
mean,
you need to have a sitcom episode,
we
Wait.
do need to have
best
a-
movie episode. We go right.
Oh, dude,
Oh.
we have sitcom.
We could have arguments for days.
all
Right.
the time.
Yeah, that sounds great.
I'll come in with facts of how terrible Friends
I'm
is.
just saying.
It's not terrible, just overrated.
Overrated.
My mom would be right there with you guys on Friends, though, because that's why I know Friends. My mom was huge Friends. I remember watching the season finale, where Ross and Rachel got back together. Mom was crying. I remember where I was sitting, how old I was, what year it was. It was in the summertime. I remember everything.
It was not in the summertime.
It
but
felt
anyway.
like summertime to me. I wasn't at school that day.
I remember exactly where I was at. I was sitting on a lake. Yeah. You didn't have TV on a lake back then. Shut up.
Actually, we wasn't a camper, though. But we were just living in it at the time.
Oh,
It
there you
wasn't
go.
like it was just in between homes kind of thing.
Before we move on to the topic of Vegas, what on your phone are you checking all the time?
The time.
Why?
I
I
know.
don't know. I always do that.
Do you hate? Like, are you bored?
Huh? No, of
Are we
course not.
boring you?
No, in my mind, I'm thinking like when I watch a Facebook video or whatever, every minute and 10 seconds there's a commercial. That's $1,000 we can make.
If you guys got $1,000 every time you looked at that phone, you'd be at $750,000 right now.
Listen,
And then when you put it down, set it down. Don't. Hurts my ears.
I have ADHD.
I'm not gonna.
I'll make fun of you for your flaws.
I'm just here. I'm here as a guest, but I'm here just to point out the things to make things better.
Thank you. You
Fix
hear
the
it?
phone situation. Quit talking smack about Mr. Larson. That's 2
didn't
things.
even say
I got
that.
about 6 more things to
You
cover as we
started
go, but we better start on Vegas.
All right, so Las Vegas. I'm ready. Let's jump into some Vegas.
I want to leave.
You want to leave?
Is your feelings hurt?
Yeah,
I haven't even started.
I'm sensitive, bitch. You didn't know
So we couldn't talk. You left this out of the first episode.
Okay.
That you invited me to go to Garth,
I did.
and you did buy the only tickets you could get because we would have been there in a heartbeat.
Yep.
But I just can't leave town that time of year, and
Is
it
that why I
sucks.
got tickets?
What?
Is that why I got
You
tickets?
didn't go to the concert.
No. So
Yeah.
Oh, the one
yeah,
in
well,
Vegas. the one
I
in
wasn't
Vegas.
pointing that out, but yeah, you were the second choice.
No, actually, I wasn't because he bought them for us. We planned it together, and he told me he was like, "It's $300 a ticket," and me and Jack are like, "Holy shit, $600 to see Garth Brooks that we've already seen?" He's like, "Okay, but that's the absolute max I would pay," and I'm thinking, $20 a ticket tax, and he's like,
For Garth?
For tax after the $600 tickets, it's $900, and me and Jack were like, "No, fuck
No,
that."
Vegas shows,
Like we're
yeah.
not like
Yeah.
if it comes down to it, we were gonna pay him the $900 and just not go because it's not worth it anymore. And luckily, he was able to sell them. That's when he called me.
yeah, which I did pretty well. I was nervous though because with Garth tickets, like if you try to resell them, then it's a freaking nightmare
Yeah,
because
he's picky about scalpers.
He's very
and-
picky
yep.
about scalpers. And it goes on sale, and you have to make up your mind if you're going or not before you buy. And we had the plan that he's going with me. So there was
To
no
my
way in
defense,
hell he's not going with me.
$300 worth of taxes though. Like,
And I
holy
told him,
shit.
they said
That's
the average
2
price
surgeries
was
later.
like $300 a ticket. Yep.
can we bring up, this is number 3 on my things I was going to talk about. The listeners need to know.
There we go. We were getting along so well. And you had to come in here with your estrogen flying around.
I just wanted to state for the listeners across the United States, the millions,
That's right.
that in our social lives outside this podcast, just like in the podcast, Seth talks about his 2 surgeries every time we're together.
Well, they're on my mind every day.
So you check that list, and I appreciate it. Now we can unpause. Back to Garth.
You don't know why I talk about them every day? Because when we go to things like Bert, and I'm like, well, we should go to this bar across town and get an Uber while we're having a good time. Matt wants to party, and Jacqueline's like, you have hospital bills. No, that's why.
I already unpaused, so we can't talk about it anymore. I've proved my point. You don't get to respond.
It's too late.
I've listened to all these episodes of you saying things I can't respond. You're not
I wish
responding.
that you would fall mouth open first into a penis. A big black one.
That's not a bad
Unpause, Vegas.
Unpause.
Garth.
It's not a bad thing. What color the penis is. I just say black because usually they're a little bigger from what I hear. Okay?
Oh, Seth Tilson, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, he'll be here all night. Don't forget tip your waitress.
Well, it's my first and last name. Send my address, too. Fuck it.
Well, everybody knows your last name. It's on the title of the show.
Plan number 43621.
Excessive, all excessive. Oh, my God. Anyway, Las Vegas.
Big black microphone. That's what I think of it.
Las Vegas.
Las Vegas is where we're at.
But anyway, I wanted to tell you seriously, we would have loved to gone. I wish the tickets would have came in a different time.
I know.
Matter of fact, honest story, Colby and I are sitting on the couch. Kobe and I, sorry, are sitting on the couch, and we are watching your guys' Snapchats. And I looked at Colby and I'm like, we're booking a trip to Vegas. The second busy season's over. And she's like, what's the earliest you're comfortable? And I'm like, anytime in August. And we looked on flights, August 3rd. So August 3rd, we're out. That's where we're going on the trip. So all your Snapchats, just couldn't wait.
That's crazy. I know. I wish you guys would have gone.
That trip is the reason why my credit card has been in my front drawer since then. Which is not, and that's not even the gambling. Like the gambling, I showed up with $300 cash, planning on taking out my $200 limit every 24 hours, and I never had to take cash out again.
That's
I don't
good.
think so. But I think I ended up losing like 60 overall cash, something like that.
Right.
Close.
I actually did pretty decent
But
myself.
the $60 for 2 drinks every freaking hour, and then the food and the this.
I
and
could have
that
helped you
ended
with the
up being
drinks.
like I was
I could have helped you with the drinks.
Larson's got a system.
I have a
I
system.
know. I don't.
So
I bring a 32-ounce Yeti, because you can, it's open carry there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I go to CVS, and a bottle
which
of
was, we walked past 14 times at CVS.
a bottle of Crown, is probably 20% more than it is here, but still isn't that.
Yeah.
So I'll go up to the room and I'll make a dangerously strong Crown and Coke. Like, it's dangerous.
I'm
Like,
sure-
flirting with disaster.
Like
But-
anybody else would be like,
No, it's
not able to walk.
I'm not going with that, but I sip on it, and then when we sit down and get our free drinks, the free drinks are watered down, very little whiskey in them. So when I drink on it all day, I add the free drinks to it, and I do that all day. And outside, when we go out to dinner for drinks or something, I never buy alcohol, except for the bar on Fremont Street. That's my favorite bar in the world. That makes Larson.
What bar is it?
It's outside the D.
Yep. Sam and Jacqueline got a drink there.
Yeah.
You get a mixed drink. It's mixed Larson style, and it's bigger than this. And when Colby and I were down there last time by ourselves, I ordered 2 of them, and I left my wallet full of cash at a slot machine.
Wow.
Got all the way up to the room before I noticed it.
Oh, no.
But the lucky thing was I was winning that night, and so Colby would give me 100, and then I'd come back, and I'd be like, I need another 100, and she'd be like, you idiot. And then I'd hand her like a $250 ticket, I just couldn't lose that night. So I was getting cocky, and I was double fisting these drinks, And long story short, we get up to, and Colby's like, we should go up to the room, with drinking those, and we've won. So And we go to bed at like 8 o'clock. So we go up to the room, and I get up to the room, and the room key, I'm like, I don't have my wallet. And so I left my wallet at a slot machine at the farthest point at the D casino. So you saw Fremont Street at night. It's a disaster. I had to cross Fremont Street shoulder to shoulder, full of people. From our hotel, we were staying at the Gold Nugget. Go into the D, and there's a sweet 80-year-old woman, about 85 pounds, smoking Virginia Slims and drinking vodka, sitting at the same slot machine I was last at. And I sat down next to her, and I looked at her with my sweet, beautiful blue eyes. And I'm like, ma'am, by chance there wasn't a wallet here when you got here, right? And she's like, oh, dear, is it yours? And, like, the money's important.
Right.
Very, very important. The ID to get home's very important.
Right.
All that stuff. I got
You looked
goosebumps
at her
now.
with those sweet
Like,
blue
this
eyes.
is-
I got
This is
goosebumps now.
possibly worst case scenario.
Nothing. Flights, ID, money trumps the fact that I don't have to go all the way back up to that hotel room and tell Kobe that I lost my fucking wallet. And so anyway, long story short, she's got a Virginia Slim, she's got a vodka and tonic or something in her hand, and she's sitting there rolling that penny slot, and she's like, sweetheart, I gave it to the pit boss over there. All you gotta do is go over there and claim it. And I walked over there and I went to this. I'm like, this sweet old lady gave you my wallet apparently. And they're like, I need you to prove that it's yours. And I'm like, well, my name's Matthew Larson. And why don't you look at the photo ID?
Right.
And they're like, oh, yeah, because, and they gave it to me and it saved my life. But it all goes back to that bar outside the D.
He walked up and he sat down next to that sweet old lady.
That's where it stopped.
Baby blue eyes and slightly unzipped his zipper. You see a wallet? And she licked her lips and I sure did.
To not go up to my wife and tell her I lost that son of a bitch, it would have went pretty far.
That'd have been fucking Woody Harrelson and Kingpin.
Jesus Christ. I absolutely love that town because you can make it whatever you want.
So we have the exact same story. This was when we were with Ben and Brandy.
The phone.
The phone.
Yep.
So we're talking minutes. Nothing like we went back to the room, like slept, had sex, got up, did all this other stuff, came back down 4 days later and was like, oh shit, man, was it still here? Like your story was.
I couldn't get into my room, but go ahead.
You already did. She wouldn't let you. She had the lock.
I had the keys.
Got your wallet? I'm like, honey. She's like, you're not coming in, bitch.
Good night.
Good night. See ya. Sleep out there. So she literally is just like around the corner for me, and I'm gambling because obviously when you're gambling the machines, you're always moving, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm sitting there for a few minutes, and then my favorite part of the whole thing is we go during COVID. So I'm going to extend my story a little bit like you did yours. Mask. And I was a smoker at the time. And they said that you could have your mask down, which none of it ever made sense to me whatsoever, right? Because you could touch all of the machines and then you constantly fiddle with the mask. It was dumb. But anyway, so I would have my mask pretty much off, smoking a cigarette. No one said it. The whole time, not one person said, sir, mask. But Sam would pull hers down for a second to light a cigarette, and a guy would walk by. She's with me. I'm talking to her, holding a cigarette, not even smoking it, mask down under my chin. And she would just remove hers, and they'd go, excuse me, ma'am, you're going to have to. And she's like, if one more fucking person. So
I'm not going to, this isn't one of my 6 timeouts, but I feel like people of authority, police officers, security guards at casinos, like they knew, like you're in the club. Your wife, she might be sweet and all, she ain't in the club.
She ain't in the
Motherfucker,
club.
you can keep your mask down. Her, like you have a secret aura or maybe there's like one small tattoo somewhere.
There might be, yeah.
But something.
Yeah,
lets
that
you get away
could
with
be.
it.
Nobody said a word to me. It was hilarious. So I'm sitting there, no mask on, smoking a cigarette, playing, gambling, and all of a sudden she walks over. She's like, "How you doing?" Blah 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 blah. She's, "Oh no, my phone!" Right? She has it all sweet and innocent. She daintily walks back over to her machine, which is like 4 feet away. Phone gone. Can't find it anywhere. Runs back over to me. We're talking. I instantly go, "Let's look for it." So I Life 360 her, yeah. Boom, and it's already out of the door and off. It says it hasn't been active for like 2 minutes, and it shows it going out the back door of Harris. Oh, shit. No, sorry, that was Bally's at the time, which is now the Horseshoe. They changed the name, and they're putting in a Old Red
That's nuts.
right in front
An
of
Old Red Bar, like
Old Red from
Nashville.
Yeah.
It's going to be his
Shelton,
Blake Shelton's second location. Mm-hmm. So right now there's all kinds of construction. So it'll still be in construction when you get there. So that whole front walk area, if you're walking on, that'd be the east side of the street going south over there, in front of the Horseshoe now, not Bally's. It's still Bally's is kind of worn into the side of the building, but yeah. So now that's the Horseshoe, and then all those little shops and everything out front. That whole corner is under construction, so it's really weird to get through. You have to walk this little path. Feels like you're going to just get mugged. So just be aware of it. But right there, they're building Old Red.
Really?
It's going to be probably out of this world.
I bet that's fun.
Yeah. So, back to my story real fast. I end up running back. I hear that those phones...
It's Matt's.
What?
Matt's phone's going off like crazy.
I can't even hear it.
He's talking about the phone that was lost, not the
Well,
one you're checking
I
every
wasn't
30
talking
seconds.
about him. I was talking about what I had going on. I was like, what's vibrating? Is it Matt's phone or Matt's butt? What does he have in there anyway?
So anyways, I ended up going down the next day, taking an Uber to the south end of the strip, and before she woke up, because I'm being Mr. Sweetheart, right? Because she was not happy. She was not pleased. So she went to bed early that night and all that stuff. So then I get up the next morning, I take an Uber all by myself down to the place, said it opened at 8 a.m. Turns out it was like 10 a.m. At that point, I decide I'm not going to take an Uber back to the hotel to go back, so I just wait. And I end up spending like 2 hours. What do you guys got going on? What's the deal?
Yeah, I was just checking how far he drank that cup before we down.
You go ahead and buckle in your
Well, I was
bootstraps
just
over
gonna
there.
ask
You got
him,
some time.
are you buzzed at all?
I don't know. I don't measure it.
Probably not. Is it hot in here?
It's
like,
been fucking hot since I walked in your
the
store.
more beer I drink, the hotter it gets. Like it's like, goddamn, it went from like humid to hot.
I do got to put in my notes. Then you can finish
We
the
have
story.
this song
My
that-
story's
next-
pretty much finished.
No, the next time I come back,
Fan.
thong. Now that I know you guys don't video this, I mean you're the only
He
people.
called me.
I-
like
I-
at 6
I told him.
something. He's like, hey, we don't video record this. Should I wear a polo? Dude,
I said
the
a
thing in the
tux.
back of my head, yeah, tux. The thing in the back of my head, I was so wanted. I even like stopped and looked at Jack and smiled, and I was like, nah, I won't. But I wanted to. I'm like, yeah, we record it. You better dress up.
You better
And then
dress
I was
up
gonna
for
show up in like a wife beater. What are you doing, you fucking retard? I wanted to so bad. I
I'm
was like,
shameless
no,
enough
I
that
won't
I
do
would
it.
wear something embarrassing. I mean, long as Colby checked off on it, I'm all about embarrassing myself. I don't give a shit. So, she's my moral compass.
That's
But your
freaking
wife's
awesome.
phone,
Yeah, I
Yeah,
ended up.
that's where we're at.
I waited 2 hours at an empty.
Stay on subject, would you?
Yeah, me.
Fuck.
I catch the Uber down south of town. It says online it opens at 8 a.m. Get down there, it opens at 10 because of these COVID hours or whatever. So then I'm walking around an empty mall, nothing open. So I'm walking around an empty mall for 2 hours. I end up FaceTiming my son Jacob, and then finally getting close to 10, I walk up. Apparently, I was walking the empty mall, so now I finally start walking towards Verizon. Turns out you had to do an online appointment, so there's people standing outside waiting. So I've been there for 2 hours, and then I end up having to wait in this line. I don't get back up to her until like noon.
Oh, shit.
Wasted a whole half a day. But she was happy I got her a cell phone.
Yeah.
so there is a little call out because the Burt weekend, your wife forgot her phone here.
She did? Yeah.
She's got a thing
It's
going.
2023. How do you not leave with your phone?
I know.
I would. Actually, that would have been really nice.
You see how often I check mine? Like this.
Fuck. You died.
That's
But
what I
when
keep doing.
we got a
like, I
text, we were
lose it,
driving
you know?
down, us guys, right? And we got a text. We're gonna go back. The girl said we're gonna go back to Aldridge to get Sam's phone, and we didn't believe her.
Right.
And I didn't think they were
I didn't.
serious.
I didn't think so.
And then we get up to our rooms, and I'm like, oh, my alcohol's with Jamie and Sam. So I text Sam. I'm like, hey, make me a drink. And I didn't know that it was texting some random phone that got left back here. So Colby or Ben or somebody's like, she doesn't even have her phone. So I had to copy and paste that and send it to you or something. I don't know, it was honest. But her forgetting her
You guys
phone.
you didn't even open your alcohol in my room. I took that whole cooler up to my room and we never touched it.
I don't think we needed it.
I don't think we needed it. Yeah.
No, you fell down. I remember that. I had to talk. Never mind. Was it me that fell down? Somebody fell down. I think it was me.
I don't remember anybody
It looked
falling
like
down.
all of you fell down. What were we talking about anyway?
I don't know.
All right.
Stupid.
Oh my god. All right. Weren't we talking something Vegas?
So anyway,
This is
Vegas
live.
are we
This is
going?
live. This is we don't edit. So
What started this whole thing was I love about Vegas. You can make it however you want.
yes.
So,
And you were saying,
What-
why are you pausing?
because you're making weird
You don't have a
noises.
good radio
I thought you were
voice.
choking.
If you're gonna pause, we don't pause. Okay, we keep going. We keep pushing. Life goes on. All right. This is revolve.
Anyway, so Colby and I are going to third, and it's going to be a completely different trip than when we would go with friends.
Mm-hmm.
But if we had friends going, I would do the exact same thing we did and stay at the exact same place where we went and you guys stayed.
You guys stayed
I do
at
that
the
whole thing over again. I talk with my hands. That was me slapping Seth.
Touch that.
Um,
If you're gonna touch that, touch it with two.
But
hands.
then it's me and Colby going, so we're gonna like sit at the pool a lot and not like our goal is to like find things to do that is not gambling,
Yeah,
shows,
yeah,
Right.
that's what
sit
we
at the
tried to do.
pool.
I couldn't be in Vegas and not gamble.
Oh,
We tried
You-
to do it,
you
but it
think
ended
about it,
up
you
being
take up
like a
all-
gamble 3 times on
you-
the way to what we're doing.
you take up all that time, and you're still gambling tons.
Right.
Especially those of us that get up really freaking early. I mean,
Right.
there's days that Colby had 4 hours of gambling, 2 hours of gambling in before I got up, 4 hours of gambling in before you got up.
I know. That was true.
So
Yeah. That was true.
Me and Jacqueline had quite a bit of gambling before Jamie and Sam got up.
Colby ranks.
I can see
Colby,
that.
one of the Colby's ranks in a casino is, or where we stay, because they never put coffee pots in your room. If you notice that, you have to upgrade rooms to get a coffee pot. So
I did
she
notice
goes down earlier in the morning and goes to the bar where there's few people left, and they're usually degenerate drunks.
Right.
You know, at 3, 4, 5 in the morning, 6 maybe if she really sleeps in. And the first thing she asks is like, "You got the coffee on yet?" And usually they're got some coffee to bring people back to life. Well, they're also giving it to my wife to wake up, and it's crappy coffee. And then she
Right.
goes and gambles. And then I text her and I'm like, "Hey, you having fun? Where you at?" And she's like, "I'm just down here on my 4th cup of coffee." And it's like 6:15. I'm like, "Okay, I'm on my way."
I know, that's
Did I tell
crazy.
you the hooker story while we were in Vegas? I told Jacqueline, it's fine. Anyway.
Just for the so my wife drinking coffee. We're going to the hookers. Okay.
Well, you said there's crazy people walking around at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yes.
I'm like, yes, there are.
Yep.
All right. So I went to the bathroom. This is the first night we're there, I think. And then Jamie's somewhere. I'm hanging out with Jamie, but I went to the bathroom or something. I went to get. I don't remember what I went somewhere to get something at the end of. I stayed in the same hotel. On my way back, this really pretty black lady stopped me, and she cornered me, and she kind of like tried to put her arms on me. She's like, "Hey, you want to go up to your room?" I was like, I can't do that. I got a girlfriend. She's like, "I like girlfriends too." And I was like, I karate chopped her. I was like, "Girlfriends don't like you, bitch."
I bet you didn't karate chop.
Dude, I swear to
Because
God.
I bet
I hit her
if there
wrist.
was a lady in Vegas and your ugly ass karate chopped her, there is somebody coming out of the whoopper to kill
It
you.
was
Yes.
one of these.
And you will end up in
I felt
my-
like it was a karate chop.
my favorite Vegas topic, crime,
Crime. Yes.
the sewer system.
I was honestly going to talk about that. So I actually have. I just read a fact a little bit ago.
Do not
And-
steal my thunder.
I'm not. I was going to tell it that in Las Vegas, there is average yearly rainfall is 4 inches of rain.
Mm-hmm.
So when I saw that fact, I thought about the sewer system.
Yes.
So go ahead.
So there are 600 miles of rainwater drainage systems underneath Las Vegas. Majority of it under the Strip and surrounding areas.
Right.
And in 2022, estimated 1,500 people lived in those drainage systems. And if you go
Insane.
down like TikTok or YouTube and you
We've
Google
sent a
this, we've
few
talked about
pictures,
this all the
yeah.
time. Like, it is the most dangerous place in Vegas. Like, if you've lost it all, and you have nothing left to give, and you need out of the sun, and you got some horrible addictions, you move to the sewers.
And it's surprisingly, like, right in the fucking open.
Yeah.
It's, like, right behind the hotels. You can just, like, walk into this huge whole sewer system.
Right next to Harrah's, you guys talked about
Link.
The link.
Yep.
If you go from the link
last
back,
night we were there.
if you go from the link back towards the
The big wheel.
carousel wheel thing,
Yeah.
there's a pole, and you can look down there and you can see the drainage systems.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
if you're
down
just
that
down on your
hallway,
luck and you're
or
like,
not
fuck it, I'm
hallway.
out, you just jump right down there and walk in the dark, and you're done. You'll never be seen again.
Because you can't. What were you telling me to? Because it's so dark. Because there's no light. Can't get down there. So once you walk into the dark, I mean, you're talking miles upon miles upon miles of this underground, and people just live there.
Camps.
So this is why you don't see a lot of people during the day, because they're there. And then as it gets cool at night,
They come
all
up.
of a sudden you start walking around, and they'll just be like laying there. You saw all of the like homeless people that are just laying there tweaking out and stuff. They're down there during the day. How they even work their way back up is beyond me. But then
Find
when
their
they
way
say,
back up
because
that
it
strip
rarely
mall.
rains. So when it finally rains, guess what happens?
Those flood.
Bad.
And all those people lose what little they have comes out the end. Tents, little bit of food, their clothes, their fucking blankets and bodies just come running out the end of the tunnels. It's the saddest thing ever.
Yeah.
Because 4 inches of rain there is like torrential if it comes
Right.
fast.
It comes really fast.
Yeah.
So that's,
It fills
but that they say that's the average rainfall is 4 inches. Could you even imagine that? I mean,
But all
That's a
that
lot
concrete,
for
all
here.
that concrete, a half inch, will
is
probably
a ton of rain.
That's-
Ton of
put
rain.
that at
4 inches is a lot of rain here. I guess a ridiculous amount of rain.
It is.
We don't get 4 inches at a time.
Right. Well, how are you measuring that, Seth? Is it like that or?
Rain. I prefer my dick at 9.
But I
At
always
least somebody thinks I'm funny, you dickhead.
because
I'm glad you're here.
my videos on TikTok and everything now, because I've been searching Vegas food and casinos
Right.
and shows and all that. About every 15th one is a tunnel one.
I know
And
you sent me
it's
a
my
few, and then just talking about it now because our phones listen to us. Now my phone. So when we just went to Vegas, now all of a sudden like all my feed was full of like gambling videos, and so then I'm like, next. And then these people are like max betting like $500 a roll. And they're like, all right, getting ready, here we go. And they put in like $5,000, and they're like max bet. Then all of a sudden they win some jackpot of like
That's the way to do it.
$36,000. That's not the way to do it.
The way to do it is to have a
No.
shitload of money that you're perfectly okay and comfortable with
No,
losing.
the way to
That's
do it-
That is the way to do it. You can't.
Right.
There's no
No,
way
I
around
agree with you. But what I'm saying, the real way to do it is like these people. They're not making that much money. They make quite a bit off the gambling, obviously, if they hit a jackpot. But they don't hit a jackpot just as often as they do hit a jackpot. So they're gambling away $30,000 a week, and they're winning back $30,000 a week. It's not like they're winning millions. But
That's-
now they're YouTubing this stuff
And making money.
and making money off of TikTok. So they've got like their husband is like filming them, and it's some pretty little gal, and then she's like, let's
With
see
her
what I
boobs
can
out.
do with her boobs out.
yeah.
I know,
Blue
and
eyes.
that's what catches me, right? I'm like, ooh, what's this? What's this gonna be? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Those
Not me.
people,
Not you.
not
Yeah,
not,
no,
not,
not at all.
not only
Like
the video
Jacqueline's
people, but
boobs only.
the people that like casino hard. You even see it in Omaha, but really in Vegas.
Oh yeah.
If you know what you're looking for, you can tell what slot machines are like close to hitting it. Not a
You can sense
jackpot, but a
something. You can-
bonus.
Yeah.
And like those of us that go 1 or 2 or 5 times a year will never notice that. Like we get sucked in by the.
I
This
feel
looks
like we
like it's
haven't had-
about to
Oh.
hit.
Yeah, maybe
So
you're right about
speaking
that.
You know,
of that,
But let me finish that. I can't remember the game when we were in North Dakota that Nick killed it on
Oh,
the
yes.
alien thing,
yep,
and
Oh, I know
whatever
what
that
game you're
is.
Talking about. I wasn't
Yeah,
there and I've
he-
heard the story.
he hit a huge.
a good one. But
Yeah.
when we were at the boats the last time, and Colby and I went, we gambled 2 nights. They had 4 of those machines of that game, that single game, and it must be something that's hot about it because not once did I walk by there, even in our early morning gambling sessions, there wasn't people on it. And both nights that we were there were the same two guys playing 4 machines. Each one, they had the chair tipped over, and I don't think they were friends or together, just because I was watching them. I'm a people watcher. They were sitting there, and they were each playing 2 machines back and forth from the minute we got there till the minute we left.
That's crazy.
And then the next
Can
morning.
you
So that just must be a
legally do
hot
that,
machine.
though? Like, just a question. Like, if someone's got a fucking chair tilted over, can I not walk up and be like, cash out, dude? This is
No, you
like,
can't. If they're playing it, it's theirs.
You can legally play 2 machines. At a
You
time.
could actually you could sit down and play one machine, and if you feel good about another one, you can put $20 in that one, and that's your money, and you can sit there and hit 10 times on this one, and just once in a while go over here and bet
And
minimum.
that's fine. And the casino will back you up.
Yeah, because they got money in it. Yeah, for sure.
That's crazy.
I was gonna say I've never heard of. There's a rare occasion that somebody's rude and like walks right up and is like kind of fishes their way and sits in a chair next to you.
Yeah.
But for the most
I wouldn't, I
part,
was just
it's kind
curious
of like
about it.
it's kind of like a urinal. For the most part, a men's urinal. You
Yeah,
always
you
go to
know.
the next seat over.
Yeah, if
you,
I'm standing,
you never go to that
if
middle
I'm
one.
standing
You know
at
what I
a
mean?
urinal with my dick out, and you're over here, and I got your other dick, and then Matt's walking, I'm like, you can't have 2 dicks, and I'm like, no, get out of here. This is my dick.
I think that's a different place.
I'm gonna make out a timeout I wasn't playing for. You
All I'm saying is,
you came over here with 5 beers,
didn't
and
get
you
your-
make all these atrocious
I'm
comments.
just saying, you didn't get your dick. Listen, it's not my fault. Your dick wasn't involved in the first 2 grabs. All right, don't come over here third dicking me around. All right, you want your dick grab be 1 or 2. All right. Otherwise,
Yeah, so you
gotta
got to
waste
go
your
in
fucking
with
turn.
them. If
All
there's
right?
already somebody there, then
there's
that's
already,
number 2.
Yeah, it's 2 dicks.
But and I'm gonna bring it back on trail because you're going dicks
I'm
and
talking
you're
about
lost.
life. I'm talking about
But-
real life issues. Anyway, let's
First
talk
week
about
of
your
August,
fantasy.
we're going. I'm really excited, and it's funny that all stemmed from your guys' both Snapchats because it was fun. I couldn't figure out. I didn't know that they were
way
no.
back. You went way back. Wow.
Everyone.
That's where we were at
That is
before
where we
everything
were
went
at.
train wreck,
I'm glad you're
and then we're at tunnels.
You should
Right.
be here more.
Did
And I
tunnels
think
like that.
I think we're done about tunnels.
Right. Unless
And
you want, do you have
I'm
anything
about
else
out
to
of Vegas stuff.
I had a little more dick stuff to talk about. No, that's fine. Let's move on.
New guy, I'm trying to move this on
Yeah,
for
let's
the
move
sake
on.
of the podcast.
I'll
'cause
talk
you're
about dicks later.
fucking
It's fine.
disaster
We can
over
talk
here.
About, sorry, Grandma. We can talk about,
Both grandmas.
For
Both grandmas.
you call me at home. We can talk about dicks all day. It's fine. Anywho.
No, so honestly, I was going to tell you.
Matt
So
was talking.
kind of along with the crime, going back at the very beginning, where we just went. Right, you guys going in August. So.
What? No, Matt
What?
was talking, I thought.
He
No,
was.
Jamie's talking.
All right.
Right.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
We're doing anything we can.
To get me off dicks?
We've been trying that for years. Years and years we've been trying.
We've
It's-
prayed. We've brought in priests. We've done interventions.
Hey,
We
you
just
like
can't do it.
You like something? You like it? Move on.
We're paying your girlfriend to be around you, and it's just not working.
That's right.
You better up the price. She's getting antsy.
I didn't know if we could say her name or not, so I didn't.
Jacqueline?
Okay,
Yeah,
so we're
we
paying
said-
Jacqueline to
I'm calling.
hang out with you so that you
She
stay
doesn't
off the
listen
subject.
anymore.
You keep just
She
jump.
doesn't really
You
listen
keep just
anymore.
jumping right on that subject again.
I don't like the way you move your
So,
hands like
I
that.
was going to tell you that when you guys are there, absolutely go check out the escape room if you guys are looking for
dude,
something.
That was a great
So
time.
I did the escape room with Ben
Funnest
and
thing we
Brandy.
did while we were there.
Yeah, and it was the one with
Two
Ben
of
and Brandy was awesome. That was until this last time. It was my favorite one. I've only done a couple. We tried one in Deadwood, and
4.
well, you were there.
Well, you skipped over. Now that one wasn't that. I've been to one, and that's the one, and I can see where that wasn't that great.
It wasn't.
I can also say where you really didn't think it was that great because we had a bet going on, and we were supposedly the idiots.
They were.
And
I still stand by
we
that,
flew
so.
through it and then sat up there and watched him struggle and didn't even make it past the first room. Like,
But-
I even gave the guy a tip to let me watch the security cameras.
He did.
And you could see like Sam like bossing people around, and Ryan downstairs just fucking losing his mind because he knows he's gonna lose.
I went to the restroom for most of it.
But it was hindsight. I can see where you don't like that one, but I really needed you to point out it's because 50% of it's because you got beat by the smart team,
Okay, so
which
we'll
would be
go
me
with-
and
we'll go with
the
10.
smarter
He
Tilson
totally
brother.
mentioned that when they were telling me
Yeah.
the story about that.
Me,
He didn't
10%.
mention anything
Me
about
and the-
competition.
And there was a
He didn't even
competition.
mention that you guys were there. He only mentioned
It
Ryan
was
and Nicole.
it was Larson's
Well, I
and
told my experience.
and
His
the
experience
Brett
is better.
Tilson family. It was Larson's and the Brett Tilson family.
The 1 year that I didn't go.
Yes, this
The
last
1 year I didn't
this
go.
is last
the year
skiing trip.
you went.
Yeah.
Well,
And
there
it was-
that
they
one
said
year
it was
that you
way
guys
better.
showed up and
They said it was way, and I go, why is it way better? And like,
Even
Seth's not
the-
here. You're
For some reason, I don't think it has anything to do with you, Seth, but even the skiing was better this year.
Was it? I don't even fucking ski.
because I do.
I skied 1 year.
Do you have to
I-
add skiing to list things I'm
I
better
took
than you
a
at?
class. It was me and a bunch of fucking 12-year-olds.
And they were way
All right,
better.
and you know what the 12-year-olds did? They did circles as I slid down the fucking mountain on my back. Okay?
Not to get off track, but if you
I
shave
paid money
this,
for that shit.
if you shave this and this, you'd look 12.
That's cool. At least I can still. That's all I got. I don't know. That's lame. That's
But
what
go
I got.
check this one out. It's actually in Caesars, right in the Caesars Forum. If you
Yep.
walk in, if you like go from Harrah's and then you hit that first crosswalk, go over,
The
hit
huge-
Caesars Forum
Huge
shop, go all the
escalator
way to
that
the
goes
third
3 floors
floor.
up.
And then it's called over there, and it's called, do you remember what it was called?
The escape room.
No, it was...
I could just
That was
listen
the
last
name of it.
podcast. You
The
told
name of
everybody.
it was the
Did I-
escape
did I
room.
tell-
Yeah, you guys told everybody.
I had
Okay, well,
emails
it,
from-
honestly, it was so much fun. So we got done with the first one. We instantly booked it for the next day to do a second.
Yep, and it was great.
It was awesome.
I'm gonna show you.
So,
It's called
the escape game,
I will say, you just got done a month ago. We're going here in a month.
Yep.
We have till next February that I can get away again.
Yep,
We
the
need to get a
escape
Vegas trip in. A second one for both of us.
I can't do that because a week
So
before
we're-
you're going, I'm going to Indiana.
I didn't say with me
Oh.
this time. It's too short for to book it now.
Oh yeah,
I had to resort to some other friends.
Jacqueline. And
But I'm saying sometime before next April, or preferably March.
you got to get Kobe to talk Jacqueline into it. Jacqueline is, her dad is very, very money savvy, and so is Jacqueline. She don't like things that cost a whole lot of money that she doesn't find worth it. Like she's all about money. Like the girl has the biggest savings account I've ever seen in my life. Like she's super, super all about money. That's her main thing. Okay, Vegas to her was like we could have went so many other places and spent a third of that and had just as much fun. So to me, I'm like I love Vegas, but to her, she's like Vegas. I'm like yeah, Vegas.
Vegas is a whole conglomerate of things you could do with friends.
So-
That's
did
what it is.
mostly
It is,
gambling,
100%.
So, she didn't
So-
like it. If with that argument, you could talk her into going again, and I would love to do.
We're
that.
gonna
I don't have to
we're
go.
gonna put Kobe in the fourth quarter,
You
and
gotta
she'll
put
come in
Kobe.
and close.
Yes,
Right.
Kobe will come in, hit that game-winning shot. As long as there's no helicopters around,
So,
nothing like that. Rockies, bad weather, we'll be fine.
so my thing is
Rest in
that...
peace to the goat.
So my thing is, we've got coming up. Yeah, that's this.
I gotta pee so bad. Are we if we're not gonna wrap this up, will you two chit chat while I go potty?
Yeah, we're good.
Thank
Go
you. I gotta use a little.
I'm only on 3 of my 6 timeouts.
ahead. Right, so we
But
still
I'm gonna have
plenty
to
of
pee
stuff
too,
to
so
I
you
do.
never
better.
go. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Go ahead. So my thing is I don't remember where I was going with that. So my thing is, we have that big trip planned for mine and Sam's 20th.
Yep.
So we're going to be doing that around February. But I was just thinking the other day, how much fun would it be to fly into Vegas on a Sunday and then rent a car, maybe spend a day or two in Vegas, but then drive over and like sightsee a little bit of Nevada, but then maybe drive the coast of California, maybe hit Alcatraz. I'm in Alcatraz.
More important than Vegas, you're not skipping skiing, are you?
No.
Okay.
No.
right.
No. So we'll still our skiing trip is March. I want to continue doing that. I love that trip too much. So, but anyway, let's do a little bit of crime. So I had a couple little things that I looked up.
The only crime that I came with was the tunnels. I don't know if it's illegal to live down there. I'm sure people die, and it's really sad, so it's some crime. But that's the only thing I
Well, and the people that come out of there, a lot of them have mental health issues, and they're committing crimes, too. So I know that I talked about it on the last episode when crime got so bad during COVID that they're actually robbing people in the hallways.
Yep.
And so, but we just had so much to talk about Vegas. I don't know. I still think that it's just absolutely amazing. I love Vegas. So,
Going back, I just like that you can do it. You can make it so many things.
Right.
Like, our trip in August is going to be completely different than what we had with you and Sam and Nick. Mm-hmm. Equally as fun. 2 completely different trips.
Right.
And if you and Sam and Nick or whoever is going again, I could go back and we would do escape rooms again or whatever. I'm all about the shows, the food. See, I rather gamble a little less and find some really good food. Right. And in the pool thing like we do, it costs a little bit of money, but not as much as gamble.
Time. No. Well, it depends on if you're winning or losing. Because if
you ever really, well, you do. Me and Colby never really win. We didn't.
I did pretty decent. I said it last time. I did pretty decent. Basically, I didn't end up spending really hardly any money at all on gambling. I did just good enough that, like, I never met my cap per day, and I gave Sam some money because she wasn't doing so hot. So, I think really all in all, I probably came out just a smidgen ahead, but not as good as last time.
Cartwheel worthy.
Yeah. Yeah, because last time that I went with you, though,
you didn't lose.
I did lose.
Benjamins.
Every time
Jamie was cashing out Benjamins. Me and Colby were bleeding, trying to figure out if we could afford a pop on the way home.
Oh, boy. You guys started gambling craps with me, and then you guys started coming back pretty good, too.
No, we didn't. Anyway, we were bleeding money, and you had all this, and you were flashing it in front of our face.
I did count it a lot. I counted it in front of a lot of people, too. I was like, is this an Uber? I already paid on the app, but then I would count my money in the van.
Hey, I dropped my rubber band hundreds.
I didn't do that good. It's nothing like going with Brett. I can't even imagine Brett in Vegas. I'm imagining it would be like, walk up to the first machine, hit like 2,500, and then he's like, you know.
Has Brett been to Vegas?
He's never, no, well, when we were kids.
We need to do that.
I know, but I can't get
Can we leave? Can we leave this guy at home and bring Brett?
I'm sure we could take either one of them. He would go back. I don't care what he says.
Who?
So another thing that I wanted to talk about. Okay, so this is kind of crime related.
Is it?
The alien in Vegas. So right after we released the last episode, right after
we left, you mean?
What's that?
I thought it was right after we left.
So it was either that night. You go ahead. It was either that night or it was the next day. All of a sudden, they're releasing and it was on the news, and it was a law enforcement officer's body camera. Right. Yeah, you saw it's all over TikTok. It's all over social media accounts. Mm-hmm. It's all over YouTube. It's everywhere. But I'm just saying, so there's body cam footage of a light flashing through the sky, right?
I forgot we were live for a second. I was like, why are you telling me this story again? I'm like, oh yeah, we're on a podcast. You're supposed to tell me it again.
Yeah, that's what I do. I tell you stories. Yeah.
Yeah,
so,
I forgot about that.
So, light through the sky, and it's body camera footage, and then within minutes, a 911 call comes in that there's...
For a second, while Matt's gone, fuck that guy. He's in there. You know it's illegal what he's doing right now? Grown man holding a little boy's penis. Anyway, continue.
Oh my God.
I hope you listen to this little bitch. I love you though. I really do. I'm glad you're on the show, you punk-ass motherfucker.
So, it's crazy. All of a sudden, 5 minutes later, a call comes in and he can't even drink now. Call comes in, says that there's these 8 to 10 feet beings walking around in the backyard.
I got a wet crotch.
It's not surprising. So
8 to 10 beings walking
8 to
around.
10 foot tall beings walking around in the backyard. Now, the part that I don't understand is they say that it took over an hour for law enforcement to respond, but then an hour later it shows the cops walking around and they're like, oh my God, I don't want to talk to aliens, stuff like that. But it's crazy that this just happened.
Right after we left. Or as we were leaving.
No, it was after we left Vegas. But, it wasn't that long ago we went to Vegas, a month ago.
Yeah.
And then, so
it was
after...
within a week.
No, so we did. I'm talking. It was released after. Like I saw this after we released our podcast,
which was within.
Which
a week
was
of us leaving, I thought.
yeah, we did it like a week later as Vegas won. Mm-hmm. Like a week later. So sometime within that time frame, that happened. So.
Which is crazy.
Which is crazy. It was crazy. And speaking of that, because during COVID.
Hello.
So during COVID, the government actually released something saying that aliens are real.
First time I've had why is it sticky?
But the government released that UFOs are real during COVID.
Yes.
Somehow nobody is talking about it at all. Like at all. It's unreal that the government actually says, oh yeah, UFOs are real, and then everybody's just like, anyway, COVID, right? And they just keep going on about it. Like that's not one of the biggest things that anybody's ever released.
My salad tastes weird.
Right. But now all of a sudden, this just happens in Vegas. So it's anyways, it's crazy.
You see all that stuff come out like within days of when we left. That was
Right.
Cool. I thought that was nuts.
Right. It was anyways, I thought that it was absolutely crazy.
Podcast?
I listen to all of them.
Okay. Well. Things were said.
So anyway,
Things are always said.
Sorry, Grandma.
so anyway, both grandmas. So speaking,
Why are you always leaving one out?
I know.
Huh?
They're both Patreon people.
That's
Why are you leaving
I am
both
from
one of
an
them out?
illiterate generation. When I say sorry, grandma, it means grandmas. Okay, it's like slang. It's like brasky. It means brothers, all my brothers. Okay. I'm not from your other
Respectful generation?
Yeah.
That's
you
what I
know,
thought.
With your
So apparently,
qualities.
going through court currently, there was a 19-year-old serial killer in Las Vegas, and he's currently going through court that he killed 3 men, January, May, and June.
How tall was he?
See, it doesn't say that,
How
but
much did he
DNA
weigh?
evidence, it doesn't say
Will
that.
you
either.
shut
have
up
a
so we can
beard?
talk? This is a problem. I'm fixing this podcast. Shut up. Let him tell the story.
I'm just saying. I'm not letting somebody that's shorter than me and weighs less than me and doesn't have as much facial hair as me kill me. Okay? Okay, what weapon he has. No,
So his
not
name is
today,
Alonzo. He goes by AJ Brown. He's accused of killing 3 men,
Junior. That
January,
sounds familiar.
May, and June.
Alonzo, that's a scary name.
He lived extremely close, apparently, to where the homicides took place, but police described the distance as fewer than 300 feet near Tropicana Avenue. And
This isn't the AJ Brown that played for the Titans, right?
No.
You're not doing a big circle?
No.
Okay.
No, this is literally, he was an 18-year-old kid. It says a normal, sane 18-year-old kid is not going to go ahead and wake up and start killing people. That's what Brown said. So he says he's innocent, but this is an ongoing, active. He's currently. It says on June 23rd, police believe that he shot and killed 36-year-old Jose Chaparro Montalvo. I think so. Yeah, I think he's just now been arrested.
That's too fresh.
Yeah, this is like very fresh. I don't have much details about it, but we're talking
Part
crime.
3.
What's that?
Vegas Part 3. When we get some further information on that.
When we come back, we could do a Vegas part 3.
Yeah,
That's right. Yeah, right after you get back from Vegas.
Don't smoothly put your arm around me.
Can I?
Talk to me with those baby
This is what I
blues.
do, baby.
feel like that
You're
old
gonna keep
lady.
going back to the baby
I
blues,
feel
aren't you?
like that old lady. Like,
So I got.
still dry but moist than I have been in a long time.
We haven't talked a ton of crime, but we do have. It says that. So I'm looking at crime tours, Las Vegas crime tours. It says the Fremont Street Experience walking tour. Like, you just walk around Fremont Street? But this is $44.
I don't know if
Dude,
you've been to
spend
Fremont
enough time
Street
on
post
Fremont
11 p.m., but there's fucking crimes everywhere.
Everywhere that
Yeah,
you look.
we left Fremont Street right when it was getting dark. It didn't even get dark yet when we left.
No, it was dark when we left.
Dude, we left right after White Castle, and it was still light out when we were at
It was
White
not.
Castle.
It was not light up.
Yes, it was. It was.
I
starting
waited
to
so
get
you guys
dark.
could see
I'll
the
take
screen.
the sober guys.
Yeah.
Word.
Same.
Just shut up.
Yeah, you don't even remember that. We went to a Burt
I like
Kreitzer
you guys
concert
out.
last weekend. This guy.
It was still pretty much light out when we left Fremont.
No,
Pretty much.
I don't believe that. So there's also the Mob Museum. Did I talk about the Mob Museum in episode 1?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure that I did because we went there with Ben and Brandy. There's a helicopter night flight, and they probably point out, hey, that person's being mugged down there. Because, oh, dude, you'd see nonstop helicopters doing that helicopter tour.
One
They
thing
just go by.
One thing going to Vegas that you guys said in the first episode that not your thing, which is fine, but the merry-go-round with
Oh,
that
God,
thing.
no.
What's that? Ferris
Ferris
wheel?
The high roller.
Dude, fun. Do you know? I mean, you can go in there and be normal people and just look at the views, blah, blah, blah. You can go there as a group and pay a certain amount of money, and from the minute the door closes to the minute you go around and it opens, unlimited booze.
Oh, no.
Mm-hmm.
How long does the thing take to go around?
Jimmy doesn't care.
I can't remember, but it
I
was, I'm going to say plus or minus 45 minutes to an hour 15. And do you know,
I could do it.
the
I think I
views are,
could,
the
but-
views are amazing.
Oh,
And
I bet
it's
the views
super
are-
slow.
I bet the views
I
are
would
crazy.
definitely do it, but for some reason, right around the time I turned 30, I developed this fucking slight fear of heights. Like I used to love roller coasters and everything, and we just went to Orlando, Florida. We went to Universal Studios, and we went to Disney World the day before that. And I've always been a huge fan of roller coasters. Like when I snapped my dad and said, "Holy shit, I'm scared," he's like, "When the fuck did that start happening?" Like I have no idea, but I was scared as shit climbing up for the rock and roll coaster or whatever it was. Like, what the fuck am I doing? Why am I scared? Like today, we're on that lift at work. We're way up in the air, and I'm like, my legs are shaking. I'm like, when the fuck did I become scared of heights? Like
I can't do that.
Blows my mind. Dude, we
That
were
one blows my
we were
mind.
probably 50 foot, 60 foot in the air. And we're hanging on this deal, we're just fucking shaking. I gotta hold a pipe to keep the fucking whole deal from shaking. I'm like, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
I am frightened.
I can't do it when the whole thing's shaking like that.
I used to love roller coasters. Now, the
And
whole
I'm
time
better-
we're about to do the drop,
better
and
outside.
Jacqueline's smiling, ha ha ha.
I will tell you
You
that
made me
thing,
do this.
whatever it's called in Vegas, you have to really focus on a point to notice
To
you're
keep-
moving.
Really?
I mean,
I
it
think I'd be okay
is
with
so slow.
that. I think
But
I'd be
I
okay
think
And
with
that
I-
almost scares me more
That's
because
high,
then
though. That's
I
up there.
really, the views were amazing.
yeah, but
And
I would
I wasn't
like
really
to
with the
take
drinking
pictures
crew,
on
but
it.
the whole, I mean, if you really were with on a bachelor party or something and I don't know what it cost. Everybody pays $100 and you just have an hour 15 to buck wild and then be done for the night and just
right.
ride the rest of the night. It'd be pretty worth it.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And I was listening to a
The views and the
podcast,
pictures were
may have been Bert, one of my podcasts I listened to.
Mm-hmm.
I think as of whenever that was, there's been only one time that's been stopped and somebody's been arrested for having sex in it. On one of those things.
And that was the time that we
Arrested?
talked
No. Yeah, people
That's
called him
the
in.
3/4 of a mile club.
That's the one that we just talked about on Vegas episode 1.
That was weeks ago. I don't remember that.
I pay attention to all episodes.
We did talk about that, didn't we?
We
Yeah.
did.
It sounds familiar now. The first time he said it, I was like, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. We never talked about that.
Yeah, we did.
That's
Yeah, we
something-
talked about the high
yeah,
roller at the
yeah,
link.
I remember that.
Yeah,
Yep.
people having sex. Yeah, which is crazy. I just don't know because I don't know. I'm almost nervous that I would get nervous and it's like you still got an hour and you're not over the top yet. And I'd be
It's
like,
just-
It goes that slow.
It goes really
How
slow,
long,
and
what's
it's,
the length of time from when you get onto it at the bottom to when you come
I,
down? to
he
the
asked me
bottom?
already. I can't remember.
But roughly,
I want to say, and
roughly-
I want to say 45 minutes to an hour 15. I know that's a half hour swing, but it is slow.
So
as
you're
shit.
like a clock. You're moving.
Yeah,
I mean, you're moving
you're
a
moving
second
slow.
at a time.
Yeah.
Like that's fucking nuts.
That is
Holy
nuts.
shit!
And it's so big.
I think
Like,
that'd be,
I
that'd
mean,
be
really, if-
calming.
you've been skiing in like Colorado, like the gondolas.
Yeah, you have no problem with those heights.
It feels more secure than a gondola.
I don't understand why.
So I used to love roller coasters, and I'm cool.
Yeah,
Me
we
and
heard
him,
about that.
We're doing the fucking we're doing the skiing thing together. We're riding up the deal, and I'm nervous because we don't have a fucking seatbelt on or nothing. And we're like getting up there, we're rocking, and I'm looking down. I'm like, I don't know how to land or how to ski down this. I know how to fall down this hill.
Yeah, everybody. That's how you learn.
But he is calm as shit. And my whole life, like I told you on the way in here, my earliest memory from Jamie was him pooping at Bell's and taking 20 minutes, and him saying, "I ain't riding that fucking thing," you know. So it's like, how are you? This just brings it up to me. How are you not afraid of riding that thing up in the air?
He could quit
and
his
being
career.
on a mountain and going down.
Jamie's calling. He could quit his career.
And why am I not?
And
okay
he could
with
be
it?
he could be a ski instructor.
He could be. How?
He has
that
it.
upsets me.
He has it.
So, first time I ever went
shit.
skiing, I hate heights. I've never liked heights. I don't like roller
You love
coasters.
them
You
now.
remember that?
Drop you off on a mountain, off a 20-foot drop, you're good to go.
Right. I love
Like
it.
fucking 12 foot. But go ahead.
It's not that high.
And
But
if you take
you're
the hill out of
pussy-
it, it's 2.5 foot. But
Right.
whatever.
But I remember being a nervous wreck about the lifts. More than the skiing, I was
Mm-hmm.
nervous about the lifts. And then the guys kept giving me a hard time, being like, oh, and then wait until it gets stopped in the middle, and then you get to bouncing and swaying around, and you're there for an hour and a half. And I'm like, oh my God. I've been stuck on the thing for 20, 30 minutes, and I've never... Get to bumping and everything. And
Fun fact before we go back to
some reason-
Vegas, though, our first day when we were skiing, the day before, the wind snuck up so bad and things started shaking so bad that they emergency evacuated with ladders and trucks and whatever people off the main lift.
No way.
Yeah. Remember we were driving up there and it was windy as shit?
Yeah.
Like the Russian dude that talked to me like he was an Olympic skier that was worse than Hudson when learning. They got lifted down and they were there for an hour and a half, and then this started happening. Ooh. And they couldn't move it, and they got, I don't know what they do, but however they evacuate people, that whole thing happened for the whole lift, every lift.
Ew. Yeah, that would be a horrible, horrible, horrible experience.
Back to Vegas.
Disney,
yeah,
Hollywood
that would be
Studios.
holy crap.
Okay, so remember this. I'm afraid of heights, right? And I see these people like the whole time we're walking into Orlando Studios. This is after Disney, and so I've been riding the 3D rides. You know, the Ratatouille, where all you're doing is you're scooting to the left and the right. I'm like you know, I'm doing all this crazy shit, and then we show up in Orlando the next morning. And this is in December, and I'm getting, these is crazy people flipping upside down and going left and right, and I'm like, I don't want to ride that at all. I used to love it, now I don't. I talked a huge game on the airport. I'm a bitch. I know it now. I'm cool. Jack was like, we're fucking riding it. Shut up. I'm like, all right, whatever. Well, we end up like waiting in this fucking hour-long line, climbing up these stairs, and as we get close to the car, I realize that all you do is this. Like, you go level, and you pivot and go straight up 80 feet in the air from the 4th story. You go straight up, and then right as you're at the top, right before you drop, it starts playing whatever rock and roll song you picked. And I picked fucking AC/DC. I'm like, okay, let it roll. So
then it's
going
just like
up right
really
there.
slow music starting.
Yeah, and I feel it. You get over this corner, you look down, it's freaking nuts. And it just starts playing Hell's Bells. I'm like, I love this song. I fucking got it. Just fucking dropped. It was freaking, I loved it, but God, I don't know what changed, but I used to love that shit. I swear to God, I'll never do it again. We'll break up. I don't care. I'll be homeless.
This is a huge tangent. Could you do the one that goes backwards at Animal Kingdom?
Animal Kingdom.
Mount Everest. You go through the whole roller coaster.
Is that Disney or Orlando?
It's Disney.
See, the only thing we got to do at Disney was see Epcot because you told me to go to Epcot.
Yeah.
You said it was great. And it was
everybody that
cool.
knows, Epcot is my least favorite Disney place. My wife, it's my wife's favorite.
Oh, it was Kobe.
So
that
you
said
listen
it.
to Kobe instead of Matt, and then shit
We
goes
weren't
south.
really
Never to
talking
death.
back then. We weren't really even arguing back then.
Yeah, we
It was
weren't.
Kobe
But
that
anyway,
said it.
before we move on,
That's
Mount
for
Everest.
nothing, you
Mount Everest, you go up this thing, and you get to the very top, right on normal ones before you peak and go down.
Mm-hmm.
You turn the corner and go up, and the track's broken.
Oh God, no!
And you sit there and stop, and it's on Everest, and then you go down the whole motherfucker backwards.
That would be cool. So we had something called the Diamond Dive.
No.
And you just listen to people freak.
Have you ever heard of Frontier City? So Frontier City is this big ass deal where you're sitting here, and it's a 0 to 60 deal. So it's like you're in a fucking race car. You fucking hit it, hammer, go way up in the air, come over there, it pauses for a second, drops, go into a huge loop, come way back up, and then stop, and then you come back and do it backwards. Frontier City, I think it's either in Oklahoma or Missouri. Are you looking it up?
I'm trying to promote the thing on Snapchat. So you just keep talking.
Every time I think I like him, I don't. It's like, anyway, what are we talking about?
We're talking Las Vegas.
You fucked that up.
Kill yourself.
We talked about a bunch last time, and I don't remember why. We just like Vegas, so we were talking about it a lot, but.
Just act normal and be chill, please.
Yeah.
Are you this nervous every time?
Yes.
Is he really?
It's getting more and more.
What part of me looks nervous?
All part of you. You're all
The only thing I'm nervous
you have this
about,
fancy new chair that your
the only thing I'm
Patreon's
nervous
paid
about
for,
is that I'm gonna squeeze
and
your
you're
nipples live on radio television.
and you're like up and you're checking your phone all the time.
You can't see it, but you're gonna hear the nipples twerk.
Oh man.
You better stop.
I'd also like to give a shout out again to Brady Olmer. Thank you for the chair. We really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Brady, I don't know you.
You said Brady, and I was thinking Tom Brady. I was like,
Yes,
shit.
Tom
He
Brady.
paid for your chair and you didn't even know who he is. This is the problem with your partner.
That's the problem with the messenger.
I did not know Brady.
Yeah, good luck over there. Anyway, the microphone has been taken away from bitch tits over here. Sorry, that's my excuse. You're back.
I sat in that chair before we started when you were late, is all I was going to point out. When you said, when are we starting, and I'm sitting in your chair.
You know who
and it
else
was very
late?
comfortable, so
Matthew
whoever,
Johnny
now
Depp.
I know
Robert Downey
Brady,
Jr.
bought that for you. It was very
Always.
nice of him, and what a great guy.
Oscar.
Because you put in great effort, and you deserve a nice chair. Now, this chair is not that bad for all the bitching you did in all the episodes that I listened
I don't
But it was very
remember.
nice of Brady for you to buy that for you.
So
And the effort you put in here, it's very disappointing you get a nice chair.
Do you
so
know
the first
something?
chair that
He offered that chair, and I took the comfortable lawn chair. I never complained about my chair. He complained about the squeaking from my chair. So he started the ad campaign, and I was like, "Yeah, fuck, we'll take a new chair." And I'm glad that Brady did it because it's a way nicer, more comfy chair. Newbie, you know what I mean? Got something to say.
I think he said it. So did you guys know that Las Vegas means the Meadows?
Oh.
Shut up. Bitch.
Due to water found in underground artisan wells. Did you guys know that the famous Las Vegas Strip is not located within Las Vegas city limits? It actually falls under the jurisdiction of Clark County.
Do you know that your stupid nice eyebrows are 2 miles apart? I'm sick of
All
it.
right, you're done.
With its million lights, Las Vegas is considered the brightest spot on Earth.
No, I have to shave in between my eyebrows, and he does it. It pisses me off. Why?
Who has to shave?
What do you use? The 4-finger rule?
Stop.
How many hands do you get in between?
I know,
those?
we're talking Las Vegas over here.
3 midget hands. Right?
Nearly 300 weddings every day.
Really? And you couldn't do one of them?
Interesting.
So you lost money and failed.
You're failing
You
so
you
much.
you paid actors that
Do you know how
threw a
picky-
rug over your
do you know
eyes
how
and
picky
failed,
Jacqueline
and
is?
you couldn't close the deal in Vegas?
Do you know how picky Jacqueline is? If I proposed to Jacqueline in Vegas, she would laugh at me.
She
and
does
say,
deserve better, but she should
Yeah.
expect less.
Hey, are you guys aware that there's over 1,200 fountains are involved in the
Hey,
famous
are you
Bellagio?
aware of that, you piece of shit.
And we were just speaking about the high roller at the link. That is
Yeah.
big Ferris wheel guy. 520 feet in diameter.
How long does it take to go around?
It doesn't say.
But we can Google that.
It holds the record for being the tallest observation wheel on the planet.
You need to do some push-ups because your t-shirt is tight around your arms and your shoulders, like your traps, looks solid. Belly, great. Chest, not so much. Your pecs are slacking. All right. Fit that t-shirt
Will
better.
you stop?
I'm angry right now. Don't make me jump on you.
This is why I'm interviewing for a permanent spot. 'Cause you're, at some point, you're going south. What's it called? What's
You're
that?
both making me angry.
What's that thing called?
It's called the high roller. You're going to look up how long it takes?
Oh, I'm Googling it. I mean, he looks at messages. I'm trying to make this place better.
I actually Google stuff. Do you want to see the last thing I looked up on my phone?
Did you guys know
No,
that
because
the
I do
Golden
not want to
Gate,
see
Rocket roller coaster. Last
the
thing
Golden
we're talking
Gate
about.
Hotel and
Anyway.
Casino is the oldest hotel and casino
It
in Las
is like
Vegas.
1:30 in the morning. We should close this thing out.
It opened in 1906 as
What did?
Hotel Nevada. The Golden Gate Hotel and Casino is the oldest hotel and casino in Vegas. It was originally...
Is that on Fremont?
I'm not really sure.
I doubt it. Oh,
I think the Golden Gate is down by Fremont.
That's what I said. I said, is it on Fremont?
I know, and I said I'm not sure, but now I'm thinking that it is. Isn't the Golden Gate down by... I've got an address. I can't
Well, the
look
Golden
it up.
or Fremont's the original strip, ain't it?
Wow, I was way wrong. It only takes 30 minutes to go around.
Seems like an hour and a half because that's how awful it
Oh,
is.
it was very fun. It was worth it.
Yeah.
I'd do it again.
Most
When we
people-
go again.
So I wonder
That's
if the people
right.
that started having sex, did they start right away, or it was like a 5-minute thing up at the very top, and they ended up going? They had jail time for that shit.
I wouldn't even do that with him because he's so slow. He thinks an hour is 30 minutes.
I would hope that
So,
you two wouldn't have
If he
sex
has
in that
sex
high
for
roller.
10 minutes, it's probably 2. Like he doesn't have
You
any
better.
idea what's
This
going
is going south over here.
It is.
So
going
we
south
need
over
to
here.
keep moving.
Yeah.
Legalization of gambling in 1931 encouraged other parts of the country to request the recall of Nevada's statehood. So when they legalized gambling, they were like, "Wait, they're not a state anymore. Take it away."
Really?
Yep. Did you guys know that Benjamin Bugsy Siegel's car is permanently buried under the Flamingo after his murder in 1947?
Yeah, I think we
Did you
talked
know the
about that.
flamingo's getting blown up?
I didn't. So they're going to unbury this car.
They are tearing it up, and the A's, is it the baseball team, California? Oakland A's is moving to Vegas, and where the Flamingo is going to be the new stadium.
There's not near enough room for a stadium there.
Well, I mean, you don't know the logistics. You don't have
So they're
the,
gonna be
you don't have
Las
the math
Vegas
to make that claim. I thought the same thing,
You're
but
definitely not.
I didn't.
but it's going to be that. So they're
They'd
actively.
have to take out more than that, wouldn't they? The Flamingo doesn't seem that big.
Do you have a tape?
But you don't know.
Let's tape it. Let's throw a
all,
tape
all
on
that
it.
matters
Tape
is
on
the
it.
street front, right? You don't know behind it. I mean, if you picture home base,
Yeah, but you're talking also all of the seats
I
and
know.
all of the. I mean, like the stadium.
but the Flamingo.
Well, look at the Oakland Raiders.
Yep.
Or Las Vegas Raiders
Well,
now.
if they're announcing it, clearly
Look
they know
at.
something
So
we don't
it's
know.
called Allegiant Stadium.
Yeah, I wouldn't say yes. But
So
I
they're
would-
gonna. That's crazy. So Bugsy Siegel's car. That's gonna be in a museum, probably over at the Golden Gate Hotel here coming up.
Or they'll just dig it up and put it in left center of Oakland Stadium.
That would be the coolest thing. Okay, if you are the person
They're
blowing
gonna
up
put
the
it right in the
Flamingo,
gate as you're walking in, you buy your
that's
tickets,
Crackin'
just buy-
Crime's
yeah.
idea. If that car ends up in the A's stadium, that's trademarked. Yeah,
Crackin'
Buy it.
Crime.
that's
Look
where it
up,
should be. Crackin'
Pay
Crime.
for it, do it.
Yeah. All right. That's
If
perfect.
it's already paid for, then we're the first to report it. And we trademark reporting it.
Downhill. Remember downhill. Anyway, remember what Jamie said, and that's Crackin' Crime Inc. All right. I think that's everything for Crackin' Crime.
Yeah. that was a great
Anything else on the
session.
episode?
No, Matt's a bitch.
Matt's got something.
I got 3 more time fuck outs.
I know.
Go through. So I'm gonna spit through them quick.
Okay.
Good, please do.
Can the viewers get an update on your giveaways? Where are they at?
What?
You be quiet.
I'm not the one that brings them up or promises them. I'm the one that points
So
them out.
can I start with one
Do
thing?
we still have the Taco Bell gift card?
Stop.
Where is it?
We're gonna go through this quick because this is I put a lot of thought in this.
Do tell.
So number one, I want the audience. I've called the audience out on a lot of things Seth does.
Especially our fans in Sweden.
So, I do want to say, I feel like Jamie's the responsible one getting their giveaways in the mail.
Jamie's the irresponsible
stop?
one that fucking makes them up and never calls them.
Will you
Yeah,
stop?
blame it on Seth.
For those not in the friend group or those listening worldwide, right?
We're worldwide.
I need those people to know that is it Garcia that needs some beef jerky.
We need to get some yeah, it's in the mail, Mr. Garcia.
Who won the Taco Bell drawing that never happened?
And we got a Taco Bell thing, right? I
Let's
listened.
go to Mr.
That he
Matson.
Mr. Matson, right?
Yep, Dan
so
Matson.
Who he?
will you stop? Can we?
Who
You
he
need
just did
us.
this? Gotta do.
Will you stop? Just
Okay,
chill for
go
a second.
on. Go on.
I need the Garcia knows, and I know Mr. Matson knows, but I need everybody else to know. Love Jamie to death.
Uh-huh.
Jamie drives a government vehicle like 2 blocks from the fucking UPS drop or mail drop site. They need to know this. Like, there's no excuse this shit is not in the mail. Like,
There's no.
he actually is saving money driving his government vehicle from his office to where your shit should go in the mail.
Mail.
So I wanted everybody to know that. That's very important.
Let me just. There's never been a hat.
There was on one of the giveaways
What?
I didn't say a hat.
when
One
we
out of
did,
6.
but there was things that people had to do,
Whoa.
and Mr. Matson was the only one that did anything for the.
I'm just
Taco
talking
Bell
about what
gift
Mr. Matson and Garcia. I'm just
Yep.
talking about B. John's Jerky.
B. John,
Great sponsor.
great
We
sponsor.
Great
Oh, that
sponsor of this
too.
place. Will you shut up?
Son of a bitch, we're in the hole.
And
we
Mr.
ever get the
Matson,
weather text
Mr.
away?
Matson, who you could drive across town, but
No,
if you want to be,
did you know Mr. Larson? He lives 2 blocks straight north of me.
you
2
have
blocks.
a government vehicle. You're not even paying the gas. Deliver these people their shit. I'm here representing the people. Deliver their shit.
I've
The last
offered.
thing I will say before
I've offered.
I was super excited to be here, and this is it's gonna take 5 minutes. You need to shut up.
Shut up.
I wanted to come with a giveaway, so I have a gift card.
Oh.
I have a gift card.
God.
And I don't know
Am I
the
giving it
parameters.
away?
I don't know the parameters.
It's
of-
June,
So-
expected in January.
Yes. 'Cause that's my point. Stop. I'm setting this shit up. So I thought, what would I give in a gift card? Because I want interaction on all your social medias. That's important, right?
Absolutely.
We want to reward people that listen,
Right.
Yeah.
right?
100%.
Oh, yeah.
All that stuff. And then it goes to selfish Larson. I know that you won't get it out for 6 months, so every episode you're going to have to talk about it.
Right.
Right.
That's what we do.
Get
That's what we do.
advertisement, yeah.
So
That'd be great.
another thing, Friends show that's going to get Larson killed or hurt
Right.
by slamming. The second thing I want to throw out there is I have a $20 gift card to the best West Mex fast food restaurant, Amigos,
Oh my god.
given away
I'd give it
because
away
it is way better than Taco Bell.
Oh no.
And that's where I wanted to go to anybody that Jamie decides does the
He
interactions.
just lost his invitation on any other ever.
Because I think it's important. Like, Taco Bell's okay, but I just
Bell's
needed to
amazing.
come on here to go. It's a
We-
little
Taco Bell-
over-exaggerated in this fucking
Taco Bell's
podcast.
amazing.
We are
It is-
really trying to get sponsored by Taco Bell.
Well, I'm here to fuck that up. Taco Bell's great. I know it's doing...
It's amazing.
I get all that, but I have a $20 Amigos gift card bought, and you better give it away, and you better take the 6 months to give it away like you do everything else. So you have to talk about it every episode. That's all I wanted. And really,
This
to
is
be
going to
honest,
force us to get everything out right away.
it
I
is.
really
So
hope
I'm
somebody-
helping Garcia. I'm helping Mr. Matson, and I'm putting out there. Here's the other thing: is this is a crime podcast.
It is crime.
I've slammed Friends tonight. I'm probably on a hit list with the Tilsons.
Yep.
And I slammed Taco Bell. I
That-
might
you are
die
on
before
hit.
tomorrow.
Definitely on hit list season.
So I'm giving to this podcast not only a $20 Amigos gift card. I'm also giving the fact that you might be talking about me in 6 weeks.
I
I
hope
don't know.
there's random chicken wire 3
There's
feet
one
high
Tilson I
in
know
front of
that
your front
cannot
door
do
with
it, and
bulls
it's this
catching
guy
on
sitting to my left. That's all I know. So I just wanted people to know that Jamie's effort or investment to deliver you your shit that you won is zero. And it's that they needed to know that. And number 2, I know it's going to continue to be slow. So I bought an Amigos gift card. And whatever Jamie...
You have 6 months to pay for it.
Jamie decides interactions.
That's right.
We'll
So
give it to.
let's
Not only
give it away on
what's
Facebook.
better than that is Jamie will not give it. Put it in the mail. Matt will put it in the mail, and you'll have it probably 3 to 5 days after you win it. So because the service and the food is better at Migos than Taco Bell. No. I love you. Larson's out.
I'd like to say
And Seth's a bitch.
And here we're sorry for that random estrogen outbreak.
All right. So,
I hope he gets his nuts clipped on a chicken wire. I hope there's 3 foot of chicken wire hanging around his front door and his ball sack catches on it. Sorry, Grandma.
Both grandmas.
Both
Will
grandmas.
You include them both?
That's what I mean when I say grandma. I'm from a very lazy fucking generation, alright? That's what it means.
that's not what it means.
Excusez-moi, grandmosas dos.
All right. Did we have anything else moving
No,
forward?
the fuck we don't, okay? Shut the fuck up and end the damn thing. Sorry, grandmas, plural.
Ooh, look at you.
Look at me go.
All right.
Interact, comment, share.
So, yeah, we're
Win
going to
the
do a
Amigos
post.
gift
We'll
card.
do
Probably
a
the best
post.
giveaway on this podcast.
We'll do a post
The worst giveaway.
that is not good. We're probably not even going to get people to
The
try to do
shittiest,
this.
southernest,
So,
most Texanist Mexican food you can get.
I have documentation. I heard the last podcast, Tim was the only one to comment to win that one. So if I get 2, mine's 50% or 100% better.
Yes, Dan Madsen was the only one. But that was on TikTok. We made
What the
everybody
fuck
go
are
to
you
TikTok.
looking at?
I was
are you
looking for
pretending
the-
like you're looking at files?
Guys, you can't see this. It's not. Jamie has lost all your shit he's giving away.
Nope, no, I got it right here. I think I got it right here. Hang on. Oh, hey,
Yep, dropping shit.
I'm dropping stuff. I got it.
That's how hard the beef jerky is now.
Yeah, I haven't got that. That's at B. John's. He always has fresh
That
jerky.
jerky is selling slow.
That's right. They're still making that jerky, Mr. Hey, Garcia. We're getting it to you. All right,
Until
dude. I mean, you
January.
wait for that. It is coming.
You're gonna need CBD oil just to heal your skin for that jerky.
Go
I'm
check
just
out
kidding,
Phelps
Ben. I love
Harvest.
you. Don't butt hurt and have a talk.
All right, I've got the darn gift card. It's laying right here somewhere. I might have already taken it to Mr. Madsen.
I
didn't know. I did. I just
highly doubt it.
So Tilson Custom Shop is moving, and I'm moving it.
we
I never
know.
talk about
Don't
Tilson
tell the
Customs.
sad story of
I know,
what's
it's a
happening.
sad
Mister, I had a neck brace.
So I won't go through the whole thing this time. We'll do that when I'm crying next time. So I still technically have my shop, but I'm moving my shop to my garage.
To
So
a random shit garage.
Well, it's my garage.
Yeah, no, it's great.
It's just not as big
got
as my downtown
it's got a
shop
grill
was.
and a dark
But I'm
room.
still selling accessories. We're still doing all of that stuff. Tilson Customs will be
They are
doing a
doing
good
it.
giveaway
Yeah.
of things better than Amigos. Gross.
Yeah.
So, anyways, if you guys want some gross
Starting
Amigos,
in July. Expect delivery in March.
we'll do a post on Facebook
It'd be
giving
great.
away. I don't even know Amigos, however you say
Do
it.
I get to
It
come for the
sounds-
drawing or whatever we do?
Jamie, I
We're
think
gonna-
it's an
we're gonna-
Jamie,
This
I
is a
think it's an
million
acronym.
listener podcast.
Right.
We're probably going to have 500,000 people register for this bitch. So how are we cycling through it? And
Well,
I'll
there'll
deliver.
probably be enough entries that we can just look at the 1 or 2
I think
and just pick one.
Amigos is an acronym for it's like
Like gross food.
STTB, shittier than Taco Bell. I guess something weird like
He's
that.
sour.
Something weird like
That's
that.
all I was going for.
Something
That's
weird
all I
like
was
that.
going for. I
Yeah,
just want you guys to have to talk about
I'm
it.
sour like sour cream. That's what Taco Bell offers and Amigos doesn't. Okay, it's fantastic.
I don't know.
It's
I've never
great.
eaten there. I'll never try it.
I'll never
Anyways,
try
go
it.
ahead.
I tried it
I'm not
once.
even going to argue the food. I will argue the best ranch put on earth is at Amigos. Hands down.
Congrats, they
I
have
don't
the
like
sauce.
ranch
The
either.
best
So why would you
Who the
take
fuck
it?
needs
salsa,
sauce?
the best salsa put on earth.
You know how you know you
Is
have
it
good food?
Amigos?
Is when you don't need sauce. You just want the food itself.
I
don't
was
need
with
sauce.
you
Maybe
3
some mild
fucking
sauce?
days
That's
ago.
about
We
it.
got
Same.
46 packages of the salsa.
Anyway,
I would say the things we love about Taco Bell is all of the amazing sauces on the food. So
We got as many packages of salsa as Ben got for entrees.
talk to you.
he
Talk
got
to the
so
local
many.
sponsorships. Taco Bell, B. John's Jerky, Pivot Health. That's my insurance. Wait a minute.
All right.
CBD.
Thank you all for listening.
Fuck Larson.
Thank you all. Gee, Christmas. Can you...
Sound like Santa Claus.
Oh, turn it off.
All right. Social media. Go check us out on all of the social media. Give us 5 stars. We're worth it. Share it, like it, and then we're going to go do our... this Amigas or whatever giveaway for
Amigos.
horrible Amigos. Yeah, I don't know.
And we're going to talk about it every podcast that comes out.
Thank you guys for listening. We'll see you next week.